guys know it is Drunken Chat, son.
All right, as the man says, it's Drunken Chat, son, on the Comic Crusaders Network. I'm your host, Gentleman Screens Cornbread, and we've got some good stuff for you today. The rest of the crew will be on a little bit later. I'm trying to start early because we've got a lot of stuff. We had David Nakayama on our show earlier today. But don't worry, in case you missed it, we are going to replay it here. And also, we have a giveaway going for you guys. So make sure you stick around for that. So, normal stuff, we got to talk about the comic book market. We got to talk about the FOC, new books coming out, some David Nakayama books that we definitely need to keep an eye out for. And of course, then at the end, we'll definitely do the giveaway. I hope all you guys are doing great. Once again, it's called Drunken Chat, son, but we are on week 20 of our protest, and we're going to keep it going. But so let's see. First of all, once again, we had David Nakayama on X-Men 97. I'm going to wait till Sir Christopher the Greatest comes on and talks about that one, because the last couple ones haven't been for me, but he says he enjoyed it, so I'm gonna let him talk to it. In fact, Sir Christopher Great was able to talk to David Nakayama about that one as well. All right, here we go. Here is some of the news. We got one great piece of news. Hey, what's going on? I'm going to give a shout out to Chris McLean and Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Welcome. And oh yeah, don't forget, please comment so that your names can get on the wheel. We are going to do the wheel. Don't forget. So make sure you comment and like. You don't have to like, but at least comment to get on the freaking wheel. And if you can, please do give us some likes. All right, so for the first piece of news, Lady Death, the Monocron, is going to be turned into a video game, and they are doing Kickstarter. They are looking to do Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam, coming soon by Coffin Comics. They've got some pretty cool screenshots. Kind of looks like a Alter Beast type deal. Apparently, what you do is you play initially as Lady Death and follow an angel or warrior Ravenheart thrown into the depths of hell and face instantly with horde demons to slay. Your combat magic and sword skills start out basic, but you'll earn more power-ups as you progress through. There's about 15 levels, and it's a kind of a brutal beat 'em up along with the way. And Lady Death and Ravenheart will also recruit additional allies to help on the quest, taking the game from 2 players up to 4. If they can meet the stretch goal on Kickstarter. So if you guys are willing to go ahead and go over to the Kickstarter if you can, and if you can help them out. Now, here's the deal. If you want to, you can also go up to the higher levels, and I think this might be worth it. And I'm going to look into doing this for Comic Crusaders, or actually maybe I'm just doing this for Drunken Chat. Apparently, if you donate enough money, what is it? It's $160, and you can get your name featured in the gameplay. On a headstone, on a landmark or assigned to a random character, limited to 75 backers. There's currently 33 that have already signed up. Hey, how's it going, Matches Malone? Thank you. Make sure, once again, guys, please freaking comment. And like, that way we can make sure your name gets on the wheel. Let's see. Chris and Barry and Matches Alone. All right, good stuff. It's expected to come out in another year or so. It's on April of 2026. So if you're interested in that, when I think about it, in between this one and Lady Death, I think this will probably come out a lot sooner than anything we get from Red Sonja and Vampirella and all that other stuff. All right, moving on, man. This was what it looked last week. Looked like last week. It was kind of brutal. And then we got some confused uh, GameStop and AMC was all GameStop mostly because we got a tweet to the company pushing kind of the staff of what's going on. I was watching a lot of them, and they people just shit. Like, oh man, someone cheated mental. Like, you know, it's people actually do what they're talking about. And it's realize that first option and the all what is not due today, today, 5/17. The next one that's coming up is the 24th, and there's another one that's coming out in a month. And then if you bounce those off of the failed to deliver shares for the last 2 months, April first half of April and then the second half of April, yeah, there was a lot of failed to deliver shares, but they were people just making up shit. But a lot of those have been resolved. A lot of that shit was resolved, so we're fine. And in fact, um, GameStop and I think it was AMC. AMC was the biggest one. They actually sold 120 million shares because they needed some collateral to keep their stuff going. So a lot of ado about nothing, but and I'll talk about that how that affected us. Dwayne Scott, hey bro, what's going on? Camacho, Raymond Camacho, what's going on? Let me make sure I get your names on there. Scott and Ray Macho. Good stuff. I have your name. And Danger Room Comics. Welcome, brother. I'm just trying to get your names on this wheel. Oh shit, where am I typing at? All right, got you. Okay. Yeah, so in the meantime, some of the other ones that you thought, and it blew up the whole week in Wall Street because all of a sudden money just started coming out of nowhere. Um, Except for Disney and Amazon. Disney, people just wanted to punish them because they've been making a lot of stupid moves and they brought about $6 billion in debt without a real plan. Amazon, they did report that they had um, I think it was like something crazy, like 43 billion or something like that, with 3 billion in they made 43 billion with 3 billion of that being actually profits. But because it was lower than expected, a lot of people are jumping ship on Amazon right now. But GameStop, that was crazy because and I was talking to the rest of the Drunken Track who's in our little chat because last week it was around 15 to 17, and then all of a sudden it just jumped up to like 55. It was trying to head for 60, and I was like, man, that's crazy. And then GameStop, which was excuse me, AMC, which was at 298 maybe a couple weeks ago, that jumped up to 11, 12 or something like that. So really good freaking stuff. So what that leaves us as is if you had invested in the Drunken Chat Rican stocks. Once again, I am not saying to. I'm just saying on the ones that we are currently monitoring, you made about 3.6 interest by the end of the freaking week. I mean, of course, you could have freaking sold some of that stuff, but yeah, you're doing pretty well. Look at it from the month at the beginning of the month around April 29th, we were around 1100. Then from here on out, we're actually like around 1196. So that's actually pretty good. That is a 3.6 freaking jump. And of course, here we go with GameStop. Once again, it was at 15. Now we're at 22. It was at 35. Yesterday, I believe. Yeah, it was yesterday. It was at 35. Didn't went back down to 22. Paramount, still rumors about it selling. Warner Brothers, it may have had some losses because of the. It's not a rumor. It's already been confirmed that they are combining with Disney for that freaking bundle, which is going to kind of muddy the numbers of what's going to happen with that. Comcast, they've been on a roll this year with a lot of their some good movies. Mattel, people just want to hear about what movies, and they don't care about the toys anymore. They just want to hear about games and movies from them. IDW is still hanging in there, jumping back and forth. Keep an eye out on that one. If it ever jumps down to 28 or even 30 cents, go ahead and jump in that, because I've seen it jump up and down and jump up to like 52, 55, possibly even 65. So this is one of those jump in low and then freaking get out freaking like around 50. Mike the Pike, they've been blacklisted off the thing, but we're gonna keep it on there just to remind ourselves. And then Apple having a bad year. They were at one point they were around 600. Now they're down at 189. Hasbro down there having an interesting year. They were down to 49. Now they're up to 60. Possibly because of the bump with AMC and GameStop. Hasbro has been short. They've been shorting the crap out of freaking Hasbro, and the suspicion has been because they want to do the same thing that they did to Toys R Us, where they try to say, "Hey, you're irrelevant. We don't need you anymore," and so we're going to short the shit out of Hasbro. But Hasbro has been kicking and freaking screaming, and battling it out, and I love to see it. And then Netflix has been having an interesting 2 to 3 weeks. They are jumping back up. They were down to like around 590 or something earlier this month. Now they're back up to 621. BTC, man, if you've been sticking around with Drunken Chat since the days when we had everybody on here, I'm talking about Clay and Ultra and everything, coin was around 16 to 17. Now it's around 66,000, almost 70,000, back to the freaking heydays of Bitcoin. So keep an eye on. I'm not saying spend your money on it, but just keep an eye out on that one. And a new feature that I thought was kind of interesting to talk about was these NFTs, because NFTs were hot during the same time that Bitcoin was hot. Then it went down, but now it's back. The leader for NFTs right now is Azuki with 1.9 million. Then you got the Gods, Mutant Ape, and Lady Maker, which is a new one for me. CryptoPunks, but the one that I've always remembered was that Bored Ape Yacht Joint, which is at 644,000. It had a 22% increase, so that's an interesting thing to see. All right, in the mail this week, I forget who this is. Titan. Yeah, Titan. It's talking about a High Life, which is based on a video game. I think we talked about that last week or maybe a couple weeks ago. But and then there's a Star Wars Lego foil cover. I need to keep an eye on Star Wars Legos, anything. Because don't forget that inside, I think it's either inside the game or one of the new movies, they're going to have the Darth Jar Jar Binks. So we got to keep an eye out for the first printed thing of his cover or printed version of it. Then number one, second print of Gun Honey. That one is ridiculous. The collision chorus, just a freaking ridiculous one. I mean, we've been all over these homages and these negative variants, but this is a different type of use of freaking color that I absolutely freaking love. All right, I want to give a shout out to T Ching Tang. Make sure you get on the board. T Ching Tang. All right, we're looking kind of shrimpy, guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I see 16 people. 16 people hovering, but I only have 9 names. So please make sure you go ahead and comment so I can get you guys on the wheel. And actually, Tino, I missed you, Tino. I got matches. All right. And all right, here we go. We are now going to go into some of the trending spots, trending comics that came that were either just being sold really good on the secondary market. Once again, I use Terapeak for my sourcing, and I try and dig into some of the numbers. And once again, this may not necessarily match what is being monitored to by any of the other content creators, but this is what I keep my eye on. Venom, Separation Society. There was some activity for it, however, not enough for me to freaking like. And I'm talking about this is the 1 to 200 gold, gold version. The reason why I don't like it is because of course, it was selling like around 350. In fact, most of the ones I'm going to cover for this one are going to be around the 350 range. But at 350, think about it, 399. That cost a retailer like around $400. So at 350, it's enough to almost get you there to get your money back as a retailer, but not enough to go, oh man, this is going to be a blue book. Not yet. Wake me up when we're like around 450 or even 500. And later on I'll give a good example of these when I do the David Nakayama freaking, I don't want to call it a matrix, but deep dive. All right, so here is some of the ones that I pulled out. The Scotty Young, Big Marvel, still doing well. Remember back in the day, the Venom number 26, that cat food that was White Widow getting the Venom, getting the Venomite, excuse me, the symbiote. Doom 2024 issue number 1, the Galactus cover. And then Philadelphia number 35, cover B, Clayton Crane doing well. But selling at 349. I think it was usually going for 399. And then that Space Ghost number 1, a bunch of those Matina freaking covers probably selling. Definitely looking good. But the interesting thing right there is that Doom number 1 variant, that Galactus variant, selling for 1080. So that's definitely one to keep an eye out on. All right, so these are some of the ones that so here are some more of these books that were selling for like around 350 range. This one came out of nowhere, and I don't remember what was so big about this book other than this freaking cover is pretty freaking awesome. The Leyendas y Tradiciones de la Colonial, number 10, is the Latin American edition. It's basically the devil, and he's just hanging out, but in the background you can see there is a sister and a nun, and she's got the noose around her freaking neck. So it's pretty interesting. It says El Fantasma del Convento. Looks pretty good. Originally sold for $1. 7.0, a 7.0 recently just sold for 350. This was a Mexican edition from 1963. It goes under the edition of vintage horror. So keep an eye out, definitely, for those vintage horror freaking books. And we also got this Chuck Norris Karate Commandos. This one was an 8.0. Signed by John Beatty and Mike Zeck. I didn't even know there was a Chuck Norris freaking comic book. But it looks freaking badass. But I don't think I ever told you guys, I actually met Chuck Norris one day in a very, very far place, in a very sandy, far away place, and kind of shorter than I expected, which is fine. But the fanny pack was what kind of threw me off. But still a good guy. Wolverine number 1. This one was a 9.8. The Zerjovic, freaking great freaking cover. Kind of a lot going on. Definitely a freaking lot going on. But good stuff. Hey, what's going on, Joe 4771? Going to let me make sure I get your name on the wheel. Okay. And don't forget, we got the wheel going, so make sure you can, if you're out there, make sure you comment and or like on the Mighty Metal channel, or if you want a second freaking name on the freaking thing, you can actually go over to the Comic Crusaders freaking podcast, because we're streaming there too, and Say hey from over there, and you'll get yourself another name over there. All right. So yep, this one was a $350 book that sold this week. Wolverine #1. This one was from 2010. The Zurgerich Wolverine. Next up, Sonic the Hedgehog #98. This was the first appearance of Shadow. This is an official Sega Dreamcast adaptation. So for like originally $1.99, now going for $355 raw. Jorge Enrique, let me make sure I get your name, is asking, what is the wheel for? Well, the theme is David Nakayama. So depending on what Chris has, we'll see what Chris has if he has anything. If not, I definitely have the It's Drunken Chat Set surprise box focused with some David Nakayama stuff and some other stuff that I need to get out of here that I would love to definitely share with you guys. Some good stuff. It's going to be one of those big, not necessarily like the huge 24 by, but at least the 14, 11 by 7 box right to your freaking door for free. Unless it gets too fucking heavy, then have to count those fucking stamps. Larry Joe, how's it going, brother? Gotta make sure I get your name on here. All right, next up, once again, these books are now hovering around the $350 freaking range. This one was a 9.8, The Boys #1. Once again, this was from ODC Wildstorm at 10, 2006. Of course, it's still got the I forget what season. Is it season 3 or is it season 4 that's coming out on Amazon pretty soon? So that's probably why. But this was a lot cheaper than I remember it being. But it's still out there, man. Let's see. Yep, I don't have that one on there. Okay, now this one is one of my favorites. This one is Conan the Barbarian, starring in Savage Tales. It was originally 50 cents. It's 50 cents. It's now going once again around the 350 $50 range. This one was a 5.5, a 5.5 going for $350. This one was from 1971. It was the second Conan comic title or adaptation of the Robert Howard story, but most notably, it is the first appearance of Man-Thing. Okay, so that in my book makes it a great freaking book. In between this one and House of Secrets, Swamp Thing, this is one of my favorite books that's out there. Great book, great freaking art, but not enough people are grabbing these. Here we go. This one is okay. Like, this one is not a big surprise. This one is Amazing Spider-Man #19. Another 2010, 2015. I forget which one it is, but this is the first appearance. Spider-Punk, a 9.8, going for about 340 to 350. And this one is one of the most recent books that was on this book. Excuse me, on this list. This one only came out maybe like a couple months ago. I think February maybe. Here we go.
Howdy.
Man, there he is.
Awesome sauce.
And you didn't have a show, so your name was Blind Adam today. Nothing crazy today.
No, actually, I was. What is I was on Beyond Wednesdays. Their Saturday show last night, and I just changed it not to look crazy.
Okay. So how's it going, brother?
It's going good, man. I bought a collection about 3 weeks ago, but I just started sorting through today. And I'm very happy so far. And also found some stuff in my personal collection, which I forgot I even had. when I was going through my storage unit, so I'm happy.
Great, good. Okay, so what I've covered so far is I covered the madness that was happening with GameStop, some of the madness that was happening with AMC. Um, right now, I'm covering some of the trending books, some of the books that are hovering around the 340, 350 range. Um, there's definitely some good surprises. What I'm noticing is that there was a lot of expensive books that are now cheap. This one was always really expensive, and I don't know what to do with this book. This one is the Spawn number 350 that McFarlane one per store, Todd McFarlane signed book. This one wasn't even like a 9.8 or anything. This one is just a raw, okay, and it's just there. So at 350 for a freaking raw, man. 2 months later, and once again, and I thought the hype was going to die down. So this one's pretty interesting. I just don't know what to make of this one right now. I would rather spend my money on the Spawn number 1 black and white joint.
Is that the one that came out during? It's that movie variant, kind of.
No, it's literally.
It's basically Spawn 1, but it's in black and white, right? If memory
Yes,
serves me
that's
correct.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yep. And that one went down for a little bit for like $100, but now it's back up to 350. Maybe you can get a 9.8 for about $500, but that's definitely one that I would definitely freaking drag down. Well, how about you, Adam? Did you have anything that you were thinking about putting on your on an easel? Not the easel of elevation, excuse me. Your hidden gems.
I think I was elevating to the Pimp Panda Doom.
Mm-hmm.
This week, not really. I'll tell you some like cheap X-Men books that got me excited after watching X-Men '97. Basically, I've been focusing on picking up kids' books for convention season.
Okay.
And of course, I was looking at a couple guest lists for a couple conventions. So I'm looking for like those last 5 issues of Ren and Stimpy that no one ever has, like 39 for 44.
Yeah.
Looking for those last 3 or 4 issues of Beavis and Butthead, like 25 or 28, which you can never find.
Yeah. True.
I'm just doing this. I actually think kids comics is a niche in the hobby that should be focused on a little bit more.
Most definitely. First appearances of all these kid characters definitely should be, right?
Actually, the one thing I was excited about this week was Oni Press putting out a new Sesame Street comic.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Maybe I need to go back through my emails because I didn't catch that.
Yeah, shout out to Calamity, because Calamity Collectibles put me onto that. Shout out to Calamity. He occasionally has a nugget of knowledge every now and then.
Yeah. I would definitely be interested in still getting Sesame Street number 1. Whatever. If there is, see if it's even on the bay.
Sorry, does it come out to August?
Well, I'm talking about the original one from like the 1970s.
No, that was a magazine, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a magazine. Because even the first published appearance of Cookie Monster is a TV guide, which I've spotlighted on Hidden Gems a couple of times.
So are you telling me that Oni's comic that is coming out would be the first Sesame Street comic book?
No, there was another one a couple years back. I think that was put out by Paper Cuts.
Okay, so I am looking at a TV guide.
There's a Jack Davis cover. There's no 70 something.
Yeah, there's a TV guide, TV Time, Regional February 1973, Sesame Street, Big Bird, Cookie Monster.
Yep.
Add to watch list. Make offer. I'll make an offer later. And then here's this one weird fucking magazine. 1988, November, Star Magazine, Sesame Street, Hollywood Gossip. And it says, sex scandal hit Sesame Street star.
That's awesome sauce.
TV's perfect dad sued by massage parlor blonde after motel trust made her a mom.
Hell yeah. Told you Sesame Street was all fucked up.
And that was Gordon. That was fucking Gordon.
Yep.
I didn't know that. Man, so the weird shit that I find out hanging out with you, man.
So I have the IOP, brother.
Fuck. All right, let's keep it going. All right, so this one, we've been hearing people talk about how this one has been downgraded for a little while. Now, apparently, you can find 9.0 of Ultimate Fallout 4, the first appearance of Miles Morales, going for $340, $350. We're not talking about the Deserge event. We're talking about just a regular first print.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Now
just the
going
normal
for
first print, right?
Yeah, that's shocking to me because once
Holy
again,
shit.
it was, and maybe this once again this is COVID money, but people were buying these for like $800, man, $800, $900.
Last time I had a first print was late 2020, and I got 1100.
Oof. Well, you can go ahead and take some of that money and buy some copies back, man.
No, I was smart. At that point, it helped me pay off my student loan a little bit. So
Nice. Did you get any student loan forgiveness this latest?
yeah, I did, but I didn't do it for any of the other stuff. There was a special program for student loan forgiveness, especially for people with disabilities. I took advantage of.
Ah, good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear. People are being taken care of.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Iron Fist number 14.
See, this is a book I think people should, if it's on the dip or if it's low now, people should start buying this, as I think Sabretooth is gonna heat up eventually.
Yeah, exactly. First appearance of Sabretooth for Iron Fist number 14. I forget what year it is. Is it 76? Maybe?
Either 75 or 76, something in that range.
Yeah. But good book. This is the book that Heartless was on here fucking eating up, just chewing on.
I was gonna say, it was that one?
Yeah.
That crazy Boston kid.
So he just ate and shat out fucking $340 live on air. Y'all want to go back and find any of that fucking footage? Yeah, crazy times, man. We were all drunk and
Those were good times. Good times.
Drunk and high.
Yep.
All right. Before I keep going, I want to welcome to the stage one of the, not just a good man, not just the baddest man. This is Sir Christopher, the motherfucking greatest. How's it going, sir?
What's happening?
Hey, you can see I got my headphones
I just made it
on
back.
now.
I have to run to
Motherfuckers
the
are
shop.
working.
Yeah.
I got my headphones
Hey,
working.
am I clear?
And you're clear. We can hear
Look at that
you.
shit.
Everything, man.
Clear? Oh yeah. What's up, Adam? How
Yeah.
you doing, my man?
Good, man. Nice job on the David Nakayama thing.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We got some more coming though, so let's get into it, Lucas.
Yeah. So here's what you missed so far. We talked about GameStop. Talked about AMC. Called out these fucking bullshit social content creators that were lying and making up a bunch of shit. Then we started talking about some of the trends for this week. One of the biggest books is this one, the Venom Separation Anxiety 1 to 200, the gold variant. going for like around 340. And now that we got that out of the way, I wanted to go with some of the other books that were hovering around that freaking price that actually sold this week as well. One of this was a weird hard book, but I kind of freaking like it. Now I gotta fucking put it in my watch list. This was the the Mexican version of Leyenda Tradicional de la Colonial, number 10. I like it. It's got the freaking devil on the front, and then you got this nun being hung in the back. Now, here's why this is freaking crazy this week. Did you guys hear about the Catholic Church apparently had a live stream where they were talking about new restrictions and laws and guidelines, how they were going to talk about and react to the supernatural?
No, I did not, but it will not surprise me because it's the Catholic Church.
Yes. And apparently
Yes.
the way,
I saw that.
and apparently, and I got to see it for myself, so I'm going to do that tomorrow when I wake up. Apparently, they may have mentioned something about UFOs and their possession of a piece of a UFO or a whole one, or that they've got archives and they got archives related to UFOs and what they are and all this other stuff. So that's why this is a pretty freaking crazy book. All right, then Chuck Norris. This one was a signed 8.0. Didn't even know there was a Chuck Norris comic book, but I guess that makes sense because
It's signed by Chuck.
Yes, signed by Chuck was an 8.0. It kind of makes sense now that I think about it because there was a 18.
Is it based on that stupid ass cartoon?
Yeah, well, there was a Mr. T, then there was an 18 freaking comic book. So Chuck Norris, fuck it, why not? Then there is this one, the 9.8 Wolverine issue number 1. This one was from 2010. This was a Dzurjevic 150. Then this one was very interesting. This one was a Raw going for $340. Sonic the Hedgehog. This one was the first appearance of Shadow. And I don't know why people are excited about Shadow. Maybe there was something because there's a Paramount freaking series going on right now. And maybe he shows up in the freaking series. I don't know. But that's one of those series that I freaking need to put my head on my third point of contact and freaking go ahead and freaking watch. And then this one kind of makes sense, even though it was a lot higher earlier. This one was a 9.8 for the boys. Makes sense.
Yep. Those will start picking up again once season 4 comes out in another week or two.
Yeah. And then this one is one of those very sneaky, freaking old school freaking books that people just aren't paying enough attention to and picking up enough. I found this one. I found one of my copies at fucking Goodwill. Okay, so if you guys are looking for resources that nobody else is looking at, go to the Goodwill. Go to your local Goodwill in Pearson, or even the Goodwill site. They've got tons and tons of fucking comics. You just gotta freaking take some time, be eagle-eyed, and freaking get on there. I found this one. I found a House of Secrets. I found a NYX number 3. I found all types of shit.
You found a Nix 3?
Yeah, those some good finds.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if you think of bullshit,
and that book
ask Aaron.
Ask Aaron
because I was like, yo,
or something. I'm like,
well, it was the Nix the
shit,
Nix 3 when I first saw it was like $50. It was like, what the fuck? That sent it to Aaron. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Then there's this Amazing Spider-Man number 19,
was a great steal.
Spider-Punk. And then this one, it's sticky. It is sticky around this one. I did initially when it first came out, it was going for like around 450, but it's calmed down to 350, and I had suspected that at some point it would go down to like 100, 150. Nope, not yet. Not yet, sirs. It is still hanging around like 350 to 340 for the Spawn 350. Then this one is even, I guess, it's okay, but still it's quite a drop because I remember during COVID, that this one was going for $800. Now this one is going for 340. I'm talking about the Ultimate Fallout number 4, first appearance of Miles Morales.
Yeah, those
That's just Malone is asking how many copies you got. If you're talking about the Savage Tales, I've got 3. I believe. I've got 1 raw, and the 2 other ones are slab. Different grading though. And I see Saw Sliver. Let me make sure I get your name on the wheel.
Yeah, I remember that Ultimate Fallout 4. I mean, it got up to what 4,200 for a 9.8, and then
Yep.
I think in recent times, like as of
I
right
saw
now,
that. Well, I saw that bad boy going up to 8 Gs for that motherfucker. I was like, God damn, for that those
yeah,
90.
dude.
I'll take that back for the Deserjovic. That shit was going off the chain, but for the first print, I wasn't really tracking that, other than the fact that it was like it's going for a pretty penny as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
you know, it's just crazy to me. If anybody ever wondered why I collect incentives the way I do, right? You compare a 9.8 of this same book to the 1 in 25, dude. Dude, the 1 in 25 got up to sales of like 30 grand. All right, that's
Oof.
why I collect incentives. Okay, so if anybody's ever wondering, you go to my page, you see just incentive after incentive. That's why I'm trying to get that $30,000 book. Okay.
Yeah, because you just never know. You just never know, man.
Just never know.
You just never know what book that no one that most shops weren't ordering 25s to get the incentive of.
Mm-hmm. And then also, and I think this is what we were talking about when you just came on. Iron Fist, number 14, 1976, first appearance of Sabretooth. This one was one of those sneaky books that people just didn't care about, but maybe I think what's happening is because of X-Men 97, and now people are looking at those fringe characters that haven't been introduced yet, and is trying to freaking pick those up. So that's why.
He sounds like it'd be in Deadpool Wolverine as well.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't forget he'll be in that.
Yeah, I was. I was telling Adam. I remember when we had Heartless on the show, and he fucking said, "Fuck this book." He fucking ate pages out of his copy of Iron Fist.
If you can find that footage, I do not remember that.
Yeah, he hates when I bring it up. It's probably why he hasn't come back on in a while. Now here we go. This is not once again. This is not. I think we're coming off of the 340. But now we're talking about some of the ones that are trending still. That Ultimate Spider-Man, the 6th print. Man, in fact, I think you and I talked about that backstage one day. Yeah, it's not out yet, but the numbers behind this freaking book are freaking amazing for a 6th print. For a freaking 6th print, just freaking
6th print. Yeah.
Then we got this J. Scott Campbell book. Psylocke. It's coming out of freaking nowhere. Don't know who's selling this book or what, but there's definitely numbers behind this book. And you know how much I don't really like covering exclusives, but not a bad cover. Good numbers behind it on the secondary market. So F it, why not? Oh, hey, Enrique said, you said 6th print? Yeah, 6th print. Yep. Fucking 6th print.
Can you guys see Ultimate Spider-Man 1 going to a 7th print at this point?
It's going to go to an 8th print because everyone.
It definitely is. And then plus, you remember we got that Superior Spider-Man one coming up too. So I can't remember what number it is. I don't know if it's number 1, but I do know I've seen it already. And it's the same basic stencil. It just has Superior Spider-Man on it, which is pretty fucking dope. On Panini's website for Marco Cicchetto, I tried to get one of those acetate covers that kind of has all 3. I think it had in it. But, like I said, dude, we were sitting there for a half an hour before 9 o'clock and never saw it one time. So I just said, fucking, when I saw that 6th print,
I gave up on that with the quickness.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Here we go with the NYX. This is going to be number 1, Art Germ. Just a beautiful fucking cover. Mm-hmm. I forget whether there's a 1 in 100 for this one. I think there might be.
Definitely. It's a version. It'll be a version 1 in 100, and then we got a 1 in 50 by Lobos as well.
Oof. I hope I ordered it. I don't freaking remember, but this is one of those. I don't care. And art germ can be played out sometimes, and you just like overused. But this one definitely freaking gorgeous. This one is I've got secured my copy, and I'm gonna be looking out for people that are dumb enough to put their shit up for too cheap. Here we go with this one is a fucking monster.
Yeah.
What if Donald Duck became Wolverine #1? Stupid enough that the retailers are gonna be like, nah, but unique enough that a lot of the fringe
This
customers are gonna be like, yeah, give me that. Give
this
me that.
thing is. I don't know if anyone is anyone ready yet.
No.
Or seen preview. I cannot wait for this. I'm ordering 50 copies.
And did they drop a preview to it yet?
They may have. If they have, I have not looked at it yet.
Yeah, I'm on this one too. And that of course the Scrooge, dude. I can't wait for any of the duck shit, dude.
I do very well with duck stuff all the time, and I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to Infinity Dime. I think it's going to be a revival for the ducks.
Yeah, there's duck stuff all over the place all of a sudden. There's Darkwing Duck. There's the Scrooge McDuck series that's out now. Epic has a freaking duck in there. During Free Comic Book Day, there was that one duck freaking manga magazine that was out there.
Mega Duck, man. Mega
Excuse
Duck?
me?
Ultra Duck.
Nega. Make sure you get that E in there, Adam. Nega. Nega Duck. Styles series says this is going to pop. I agree. I don't think it's going to pop. I think it's already freaking popping. Let me make sure I get your name in there. Oh, so serious. All right. All right, so here we are with the new releases. But before we go into the new releases, let's go ahead and take a break. Let me, so I can go find something to drink. Let's do Crocodile Black. Give myself some time to grab some juice and everything. We will be right back. All right, that was the trailer for Crocodile Black. I think it's either on FC or it's coming out. It's brand new. Some of the covers look absolutely freaking gory and crazy. So definitely freaking check that one out. All right, here we go with some of the ones that just came out, new releases. And Doom #1. Haven't had a chance to freaking read this one yet, but that Adi Gravinoff cover looks freaking amazing. There was the cover A trade dress, but then there was also 1/100 version of that one. Looks freaking great. Then of course Maria Wolf turning in another freaking great freaking submission. That one's pretty good too. But then the one that was definitely freaking popping and had the numbers behind it was that Doom #1, that George Perez. That one definitely had some numbers behind it. Sold out at the distributor level, as well as the Hildebrandt version as well. just nice. I guess what we're like loving is clean and freaking grainy cut right now. Then Godzilla. I keep telling people that some of these things thematically they just come in turns, right? So kaiju's is kind of hot right now, but Godzilla 70th anniversary. This one was a 1 in 50.
Just saying, I think the fire.
Art Adams coming out of nowhere, going with
Sold out
IDW.
instantly.
Shit.
I mean, that thing was gone. I mean, dude, I don't even think it sat up there for about, I'd say no more than 15, 20 minutes, and it was gone. And then when I went to do a little deep search on it afterwards, it was still gone. Yeah.
This is, I mean, oh shit. It's one of those things. Art Adams is having a freaking great year. I would say a great year quarter, right? Last 3 quarters, turning us some absolutely freaking great freaking profile covers. Then just coming out with this freaking beast, especially for it to be a 150. My freaking goodness. So this is one of those. I feel like what's going to happen is if I ever start drinking again, I'm going to end up freaking drunk purchasing this, man, and forgetting that I even bought it, and it's going to show up.
You're still boycotting?
Yes, absolutely. Till that motherfucker freaking comes on his own show.
I think he may have retired and didn't tell anyone because it's been over a year now.
Nah, I'm still in the chats with him. He's still talking about coming back. Him and Ninth.
How about Ultra? Any news from Ultra?
Yeah, I've heard from him. He's adulting like any adult can, man.
That's good to hear. He's been in my thoughts and prayers. I just haven't had a chance to reach out to him in a while.
Matt Malone says there's a duck in his backyard, and he's also saying that Doom #1 is good. Way too short, but good. And that he picked up 2 Maria Wolfs of the 1 in 25s. Yeah.
She's killing it too this year.
Yeah. Well, I don't. She just hasn't had that one good one yet. She had an interesting 2023 where her name is coming up. I think she's going to need to get more skill and figure out what people like. And then once she finds that niche of giving people what they like, she's definitely going to freaking take off even better. But I mean, she's people know her name. It's just that she doesn't have that blue chip book yet. Here we go with another duck. This is that something epic, excuse me. Game Boy variant. This one was a 1 in 10 and it freaking sold out.
That was a 1 in 10?
Mm-hmm.
I snagged 2 of those and 2 of the Die Hard ones. And
really?
Yeah, to touch on what you said earlier, that Doom
it was not a 1 in 10. I'm sorry, say again now?
That Doom is fucking great. I mean, that's like one of the, if you are a Galactus fan, all right, you need that fucking book if you're a Galactus fan. I mean, he fucking defeated damn near the entire universe in that book, including the Celestials, by the way. And Doom just he's not going in the book, and it's just some good shit to see. So I definitely picked up all of those, including the 1 in 100 and 1 in 50. I'm just waiting to get the 1 in 100 and 1 in 50 in hand. But the Maria Wolf also does look fucking amazing. So
I misspoke earlier that that's something I think 10 that is something that cannot come in. You were talking about the Die Hard cover, and Game Boy cover. And the model does cover A and B did really well, but my favorite is the launch type freaking cover. Monolith. I don't even know what the heck is going on with this freaking dude, but just freaking awesome. And this is supposed to be a 3-issue limited series. All right, here we go. Art's talking about. Actually, before we start talking about FOC, how about we cover some of the stuff that we were talking about earlier with Mr. David Nakayama, and of course, we're going to play the video later. Man, what did you think of our interview with Mr. Nakayama, man?
Dude, I think that just in general, I think Nakayama is an awesome person. All right. That's just first and foremost. Now, I think that as an interviewee, I think that he's probably top tier, dude. He was on point. He caught the flow, and it didn't
Very
even seem
patient.
like an
Very
interview.
patient.
Yeah.
It felt more like a conversation than an interview.
Yeah.
It was flowed really nice.
Yeah. I also like the fact that he was able to not only respond to us, with the little questions here and there. Of course, it's hard to ask him anything because I'm pretty sure everybody's asked him everything already, right? So I just like the fact that it was more or less of a conversation, and then he can throw in little tidbits here and there of things we didn't know, like how how Marvel comes for them to do covers, and the projects that he's coming on next, because I've been wanting him on a Turtles cover for a while now, so I'm kind of geek as fuck to get that book. I can't wait to get that shit.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely freaking just an amazing freaking interview. Very patient because we had some major technical fuck ups prior to, and he only had a half an hour. He only had a half an hour to spend with us.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is that half an hour just the time he was allowed to allocate to you guys? Was that it?
Well, he had a lunch thing that he had to freaking do. So yeah, that's all he had, man.
All right, cool.
And my freaking headphones went out, and yeah, I couldn't freaking get my shit together. But luckily, we got it. We got to do it. We got it done. But we didn't necessarily cover all the stuff that we wanted to cover. So we're gonna cover some of that stuff right now. Let's see. Let me make sure I get this one up.
And Adam, let me mention them. I think one of the coolest things is that he definitely said he'll come back. So I don't think it's the last time we've seen him, and we do have other guests lined up. I don't know if Lucas wants to announce that later on, but we definitely have somebody lined up too. So all we're doing is waiting for that date to get stamped, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, I know that. I know that game all too well.
Yeah.
I have something for Awesome Sauce Radio. I can't announce yet because I'm still working out a date.
Mm-hmm. That's how it is. So yeah, the first one we covered was his first published work. This is not the cover. He didn't do the cover. He did the interior work. So, Star Wars Tales number 17, first interior work for David Nakayama.
Oh wow!
Yeah, freaking. I forget what year this one was, but yeah,
I think it was 2006 on Dark Horse.
Yeah,
between 2006 and 2003, one of those 2 years.
Yeah. Then you guys also talked about Witchblade Deathpool that he worked on it with Mark Silvestri. That one was a freaking good one.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to find out that he actually, one of the major ways that he got into the industry was under Mark Silvestri. After winning that Wizard contest, he got, brought in by Top Cow Productions, which of course is Mark Silvestri's company. And to find out that's how he got his start, that's pretty awesome too. Some people just do covers and do covers and do covers and never really get their proper due diligence. So when you get brought in that way, it's almost like a star in the making ahead of time. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man. You guys also talked about Big Hero 6.
Indeed.
That kind of being his baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was on that book. And then very quickly, you guys were able to talk about, and this was actually the first book you actually guys talked about, that Tarot number 1. Now, it originally was shot out the gate, was going for like $1,150. And it's pretty good, especially for a book that came out in 2020, January 2020. Currently, this book is sitting at $450 for 9/8. Raws like around 250. You're on the census right now. There's 120, and Nakayama was like, "Hey, this is a freaking ghost." He says he has 2. He wishes he has 2. He says he wishes he had more. On the census total, there's 120, but for 9/8, there's 108. Within the last 4 years, there's only been about 20. Because shit, it's 150 going for $450. But the thing that makes it most interesting is that it has the first appearance of Major Gamma, which is like a Captain America Hulk type freaking mixture. So I didn't even know that freaking thing. But yeah, man, it's a freaking good freaking book. Now, the thing that I really wanted to talk to him about is this one, right? Catwoman issue number 58, and she's actually wearing the suit and a couple of other covers. If you look at, because on Adam on the right hand side, I have a photo of what's called a cat gimp suit.
Ah, okay. Yep. I see where you're going
Cat
with this.
gimp suit.
Yep.
And this looks exactly like the Catwoman 58 cover, except for her being on her knees and shit. Except for that the mouth is not covered, right? Like a gimp, right? However, everything else, to include the shininess, the ears and everything, to include the little ring around the neck area. Now, people don't believe me when I tell them what the ring is for, which I feel is like an amazing freaking detail that people, unless you're in that freaking world or never been in that world, would never fucking understand, man. But hey, people don't believe me that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Hey, let me tell you, the late 90s, fucking, it was a hell of a fucking time. That shit'll make you that shit'll make you turn to Jesus. You know what I mean? But yeah, I didn't get to freaking ask him about that. We did get to talk to him very quickly about the 101 Black and Gold number 6. That one was a great one out the freaking gate. Highest was going for $600. Currently, a bunch of them are sitting at $500, and depending on whether you get it signed or not, that's where your range is going to be. Raws right now are sitting at $250 on a census total. There's 114 right now, but 9/8 there's 103. Sold in the last, I want to say, 2 years. There's been 160, so people definitely want this freaking book. And this one is a 1 in 20. This was a 1 in 25. Yeah. So if you had, if you had somehow magically had 160 books, 160 of these, you would have made $30,000 off of this freaking book within the last 2 years. Yeah. Scarlet Witch number 3. Scarlet Witch number 3. Another David Nakayama, freaking great one. Released in May 5th, 2023. So only a year ago. Currently sitting at $450.
It's at $450 now?
$450. Okay.
I'm gonna take
Now,
myself later.
Yeah. So it's in a weird freaking spot. Now, I've seen some ranges and prices and everything all over the freaking place, but 9/8 are going to maybe set you back about $450 on the census right now. There is 119 total, right? And I think it should probably be more because people don't really understand what this book is. 9/8 there's 107 of these sold with 20 on the cover. That's where you got, I forget what her name is. Agnes.
Yeah,
right? Agnes, right? It looks just like the actress from WandaVision, and that's probably why people went crazy. Now, what's crazy about this is it's really probably shouldn't be that rare because it's not even an incentive. But because it's WandaVision wasn't for everybody, so retailers didn't really go crazy for this one. But once it got out, people were
this may actually blow up again with the Agatha series coming out in September. And this book is perfect for a signature series for Catherine Hahn.
Very much good, man. She's one of those actresses that I really don't think about until I actually see her, and I'm like, oh yeah, I like her. She's just one of those freaking chicks, man. And also, you got Vision and White Vision fighting on a freaking cover.
Yep.
And then, so here's one of the more interesting little sneakier ones. Marvel's Marvel's Spider Black Cat Strikes #2, kind of part of the Gamerverse freaking editions. Its highest was around $600. It's been bouncing back and forth between $31 to $600. Currently, you can get a 9.8 for $170. On a census total, there's 42. 9.8, there's 36. So let's see what that means. As a 1 in 25, right? If you took your little $1,000 and you bought all the freaking 9.8s that are out there and available, right? Or as many 9.8s as you could for $1,000, you would then own 16% of the market share for this freaking book, for a book that's 170 bucks. And then you could probably control most of the pricing on that one. So that's why this one is pretty interesting. Then here's another one. This one is not so interesting, but a very ignored book, because right after that's when we went into the House of X, Power of X stuff. Was the Apocalypse and the Extracts, released in May of 2019. This was during that whole Age of X-Men thing. Highest was $500. Currently sitting at $260. I had no idea that was still retaining value like that. On a census total, 93, but 9.8's 72. Once again, it's not one of those books that people are freaking grabbing after and running after because it only sold 9. But this is a 1 in 50. First appearance of this new character called Unveil, as well as the group The Extracts. $1,000 will get you 3.8 of the market share. So there's quite a lot. Maybe. But as you can see, at 93 at 72 on 9.8s, that means that a lot of people haven't actually submitted this because it's hard to gauge where this book should be. Because like I said, the story right after this was, oh, hey, we're just going to go into this House of X, Power of X. And she didn't even show up at the beginning of the House of X, Power of X. So nobody knew what to make of these characters. I was like, all right, well, just shelve it for right now.
Yeah, it's not a bad book to pick up and just, put up, to be honest with you,
Because she did show up again during one of the other later stories, but
you know how Marvel is, they always want to deep cut some shit, right? So, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a character or a group of characters that could pop up later, like how they do it. So,
yeah, I would say definitely freaking keep an eye out for how this country keeps treating transgender people, because she is one of the first transgender folks for Marvel. And she came out during a really needed time when we were fighting over who gets to use what bathroom and everything. So if that conversation comes up again, she could be a really big character that Disney tries to push forward.
Yeah.
Here's another one, and this one was Captain Carter #1, David Nakayama. This one is an exclusive. I think this one was by Unknown Comics.
Yep. Yeah, that it was.
2 years ago, May 2022, highest was $400. Currently sitting at $129. that's not bad, considering that your normal investment would have been like around 35 to 40 probably. On census though, this is where it gets crazy. 241, 9.8 or 220, but only 9 were sold within the last 2 years, which means people are definitely love this book and are holding on to this freaking book. But there's nothing really big other than anything big happening in this freaking book.
I think that was her first appearance in comics, because that Captain Carter #1. It doesn't really matter what book it is, but that was her first appearance inside a comic book. I thought.
Now, it all depends.
Before it, though.
Yeah, that's I forget what the name of that other book was.
Exiles.
Yeah,
I think it was Exiles #5. It was, but I think that's a different version of her though. I thought it was, because I could have swore when #1 came out of this, people were going nuts after the 1 in 25 at first, and then it kind of died down.
2 weeks after the What If episode 2, when everyone fell in love with the character.
Yeah.
This is like a perfect storm. I like no matter what version of the book I had, it sold.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This one is another sneaky book. Shout out to Ultra for this one. Deadpool and Mercs for Money #1. This one was a Nakayama hip hop variant. Okay. Release date 2016. Its highest was $110 because people were ignoring these hip hop variants. Currently sitting at $104 on the census. Total, there's 57 of these bad boys. 9/8, 47. Sold in the last 8 years, 28. Okay, $1,000 will get you 21.5 of the market share for this freaking book. Okay. Now the incentive was it's not a 1 to 50 or 1 to 25. This is one of those meet or exceed 100% of. You got to order Deadpool 9 with orders for Deadpool and Mercs for Money #1, and it was an order all you want, but not a lot of retailers ordered this one. Okay, so this is one of those little sneaky books that you could probably pick this one up for cheap. We can make sure get you grab it in the back bins, and then freaking when you're ready to strike. We can put this one out high. Now,
Put this on my watch list.
yeah. Now, if you really want to pay attention and look into it, there are a few new characters on the cover. I haven't had a chance to actually look inside the interiors, but there are quite a couple of new characters on the cover, like the moon and the sun and all these other freaking characters that weren't there before. Some of these other characters were characters that were there before, but they were trying to bring them back to make them kind of relevant. So really kind of an interesting book that people are kind of shrugging off, especially even after Ultra was trying to call people's attention to the hip hop stuff.
Hey, any
All
book
right, here-
with Slapshot in it, I'm game.
Yeah. Here we go. This is some of his current stuff that's happening. Rise of the Powers of X, the Dazzler Foreshadow variant. Then this one is a really freaking, absolutely fucking gorgeous one. Edge of Spider-Verse #1. That Star Wars Crimson Reign. This one was a 1 in 50, an absolute fucking beast.
That was a monster, bro.
But nobody's grabbing it. I'm gonna give a shout out to Linman006. He says, this book is on my list. Fire cover. I'm not sure which book he was talking about because I wasn't paying attention. Let's see, but let me make sure I get you on the list, my man. Lemon 06.
What are you giving away, by the way?
Well, let's see. Why the thing is, if Sir Christopher the Great couldn't find anything, then the promises is that they were going to get a It's Drunken Chat Sun box. Trying to focus on whatever David Nakayama stuff that I have around to include some other freaking goodies passed on to me by the distributors. So what they'll have to do is
I'll have a mystery box full of David Nakayama books. The part that I'm gonna possibly include is two things. Either I was gonna throw in Marvel's Secret Wars #7. All right, I think that's first appearance of Spider-Woman, right? It's a 9.6. All right, and then I also have 3 Marvel Legends Amazing Spider-Man, the Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew Garfield, right? So those 3 figures and that slab, and then we'll have a mixture of David Nakayama comics in a mystery box. There's going to be some exclusives in there. There may be a couple incentives, so it is worth having. So especially if you're a Nakayama fan or you're just a Marvel fan in general, it'll be some things in there for you.
That's what's up. Big Remo, what's up, y'all? No, what's up, you bitch? You got the freaking link. Come on in, Big Remo. Bring your high ass on in.
Chat, bro.
Put down the vape for just a second. Come on in. Come on in. Next up, Remember this one, She-Hulk. Number 2, the Nakayama X-Gwen variant. There was 2 variants of this actually. There was a foil variant, which was a convention joint, and then there was the regular joint. This one, both of them sold well for me. Like I was able to sell this one very well or whatnot when I was doing that shit. Big Reno says he's on the road. You talking about that white pony road, that Hershey road,
The Hershey Highway.
Yeah, that She-Hulk number 2, Nakayama, freaking sold very well. And then Catwoman number 67, another David Nakayama, freaking a lot of her new crew on this freaking cover. Good to see. A lot of leather, a lot of freaking whips.
Hell yeah! Specking up, fucking.
Hey,
I'm preparing to be specking up.
Careful now. There's a 13-year-old on there. And this one was kind of weird to me. This one was a Jimmy Kimmel special, West Coast Avengers number 4. Got Jimmy Kimmel on the freaking cover.
Wait, when did this come out?
I forget the year of this one.
That was I want to say maybe 2019, if I'm not mistaken. I do know because 3 issues later that we got the first appearance of Jeff the Land Shark. So
All right, so it's from that series. Okay,
I believe so. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to search that one out. That's when I go to LA a little bit. I want to try to go to a taping of Kimball. So.
And I'm not 110% sure, but I want to say that's the first cover appearance by Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This one is a fire cover. Daredevil number 1, Nakayama Spider-Man cover.
Fire.
Just a prayer.
Another one, Deadpool number 1. Then this one was people don't quite know what to think of this cover. Silk number 1. This one was a 1 in 25. Beautiful fucking cover. Just people don't know what to freaking think of it. So it's on. It was hot and it was off. Just one of those freaking great freaking Nakayama joints. Spider getting number 1 PS4 variant. I covered this one, and then here very quickly some of the ones that are coming out soon. Rise of Powers of X, Fall of the House of X, issue number 5. Got the whole freaking table there. You got the white queen, white king. I don't see the red queen, but a bunch of these motherfuckers on there. Then X-Force. Looks like most of the animals from for Deadpool on this one. Then another Catwoman freaking cover. I think they were alluding to a first appearance in this one, but it actually might be on the cover before this one. Then Unhidden Valley, David Nakayama. Thundercats number 5, a great freaking Chitara. Is her name Chitara? Right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to get a copy of that to get signed by the actress in a couple weeks.
And another great Thundercats cover. Then I think this is the one we talked about last week, right? Sagi Yojimbo, 40th anniversary. That's amazing.
Fire.
You know, here we go. Lionel putting the paws to Mumura.
Yeah, I had to smash that up too.
Yeah, giving him a old dental checkup. Then Harley Quinn, number 30. Cover C, 1 in 25. Harley sitting on a bomb. And then lastly, this one is by Unknown Comics. Harley Quinn, number 22. This one was a NYCC 22 black and white. Sold out right now, gold foil variant. And that's all I have for that one. So, like we said before, man, freaking David Nakayama, absolutely fucking fire. Just killing it. Killing all over the freaking place, man. But yeah, 30 minutes was enough to freaking go over the whole thing with him, but he probably wouldn't want to because he was definitely paying attention. Like, yeah, man, I remember. Oh man, I remember that shit. I remember that.
Yeah, he was just excited about everything like we are, you know.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, he is like a little kid that
and,
can't stop talking about his work, which is great.
probably can't, but that's that Dazzler cover, right? For Rise of Powers, I think it was, that just came out. Yeah, number 4. So I definitely got one of those in there for it, and I got a Virgin one. All right, that was actually exclusive. That's also gonna be in that mystery box. So I'm just gonna be totally honest. Whoever gets this box, you're getting hooked the fuck up. All right, and I'm just gonna tell you like that because the type of shit that I'm throwing in there, and if you know me,
just with the slab and the action figures alone.
I mean, hey, no, dude, we're gonna do shit big from now on. All right, so check it out. If you follow me, all right, and you know me, all right, we're gonna do a even bigger giveaway. All right, so we'll do the one tonight, all right, that we have now that we got all your guys' name in the chat from, right, and then we're gonna do a super giveaway. All right, so what you guys win tonight, me and Lucas will decide that. All right, it'll be Nakayama related, and then we're gonna do a super one. All right, and in the super one. These are the requirements of that one, all right? You're going to have to, if you're on Instagram, this is going to give you a bonus, all right? So if you follow me, you follow Lucas, and you follow Adam, and you got to follow Mel V on his page on Instagram, all right? And I'll be checking, and I'm going to give people maybe until next week, Friday, until we do the next show, right? So follow the 4 of us, all right? And that's going to add your name into the super giveaway. Now in the super giveaway, all right, I'm gonna throw, if you know me and you follow my page, then you know I just do incentives to the max. All right, so I'm gonna throw in some nice incentives, and it's not gonna be some little bullshit that you just throw in the corner or something like that. No, it's gonna be some shit you actually want. So you know, you guys go ahead and do that for us, we do it for you. And as we continue to do this, then we'll just do it a little bit bigger and bigger and bigger. All right. So, you know, I just want everybody to, you know, like I said, follow us 4, including Mel. And, you know, you got your name on here. And then by Friday, after I check everything, we'll put your names in the wheel. So if you follow us, that's going to add your name to the wheel double. All right. And then we're going to do the super giveaway part of it. All right. Now, the one for tonight, what special could we do tonight? I mean, I feel generous, Lucas. So what are we going to give people tonight?
I got the It's Drunken Chat Sun box. So a David Nakayama covers plus whatever the distributor is put in my box that hasn't even arrived yet. So it's going to be some new shit. So I'm going to throw that all in a diamond 14 by 11 by 7 box. All the winner will have to do is hit me up on my freaking Instagram or on the whatever, and then give me the address if I don't already have it, because you aren't already on the pull box, and then we'll go from there.
All right, so sounds good. So you can, how about we spin the wheel for tonight for that one, and then going forward, everybody, like I said, if you follow us 4, then we'll add your name into the already existing wheel, and then that'll give you double the chance to win the super giveaway, which is what I'm gonna really hook up for somebody.
Yep. All right, and don't forget, there's 2 or actually 3 different freaking ways to get your names on this freaking box, and I'm keeping tabs. You can make sure you definitely put your name in the or comment below, right? If you're on the Mighty Mel V channel. Then if you want, you can also go over to the Comic Crusaders freaking channel, because they were live on there as well. Go in there, hey, comment down there, make sure you freaking hit the like. And then if you also freaking feeling really freaking stealthy, you can also go over to the freaking Twitch box, the Twitch Comic Crusaders channel. Freaking hit the freaking likes over there, and that way you can have three names on the freaking on the freaking wheel.
I just forgot we were on Twitch.
Yeah, man. Freaking Adam, you need to freaking start playing some games somehow, man, on Twitch.
I'll take it under consideration.
All right, let's go ahead and get into some of the books that are on FOC. And Nancy Boys, issue number 1. Here's a cover A by Mac. Looks freaking down and dirty, but once again, don't forget this is by it was a character created by the same character that's creating Dead Boy Detectives and freaking Sandman, and it's not American Buffalo, American Gods.
Yep.
Right? So all that stuff has already hit freaking either Netflix or Amazon in some type of freaking way. So Nancy Boys, that's the plan for this one, is to get it on TV. Right? Then here we go with The Butcher's Boys, a follow-up to The Boys, but this is The Butcher's freaking Boys. Then Dudley Watson, issue number 3. Don't know what the heck is going on here, but I know some of you weirdos love corgis for some freaking reason. So there you go. There's your corgi cover of the week. And here we go with Helen of Windhorn. Don't know what this book is about, but I do like cover A by Eagle. And there happens to be a cover B by same cover, but it's a cover B foil by Eagle as well. Looks like this is written by Tom King. Then Masters of the Universe Revolution. This is followed to the Netflix series. People have been liking those Wilkins covers. It's okay to me, but I like that cover B by Stacco.
That is dope. You know, about that series though, like, dude, I have no fucking idea. Like, okay, if it failed on Netflix already, right? Why are we still going with it? Like, couldn't they put that money into something that people actually want? You know,
Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
Because Kevin Smith put his own money to it.
he did.
So they didn't need as much money to produce it. And that's the thing that people don't realize. If you put your own money into it, and then Netflix only has to pay like a portion of it, they only have to pay license. They're all over it. Just like Squid Game, right? That dude, he had already made that shit,
Yeah.
and then Netflix they paid the licensing fees to him, and then the shit just fucking blow up. So now for season 2, now Netflix is going to split the baby and freaking pay most of the production cost. Plus, because now they got more of the IP, they were able to have that reality freaking IP for Suicide Squad. So Squid Game. So that's just the way Netflix rolls, and that's the way it's gotta freaking go. All right, Star Wars: The High Republic. In the Shadow of the Nameless for the Adventures, Saber for Hire, cover C. People have been asking about this book. I haven't read it yet, but there's some people that think that there's something happening in this freaking book. Then here we go with Godzilla versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm confused.
They're doing a second one of this.
Let's see. Is this issue number 3? Yeah, issue number 3. What I got up there is cover B, and I'm kind of confused because it says Power Rangers, but the cats on the cover kind of look like GoBots. I don't know.
It could have been one of the creatures from, the villains in Power Rangers, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on because they got the. I don't know. I don't want to think about it anymore. Yeah, there we go. In Godzilla, There Be Dragons, Son of Giants. There's a 1 in 10 copy of this one. It's kind of like a black and white sketch. Looks freaking amazing. Oh. And Resident Alien, The Book of Life. Don't forget, this one is a sci-fi original series. I freaking like the freaking weirdness of it. But I guess not everybody's freaking into this stuff. Sonic the Hedgehog. There's a 1 in 10. And Star Trek Defiant. 1 in 10 by Mercer. And that freaking Klingon freaking by Unzueta looks freaking good as well. I don't have the Ain't No Grave joins Geiger, issue number 3. Misery. Here we go. So here we go. All right. So I think that must have been like 2 years ago. Was when she's not Spawn's daughter, but she's like the daughter of his wife or something like that. And then later on, it was revealed that she actually has powers, and now she's this character called Misery. And then we saw her for like 3 issues, and then we didn't see her again. Well, I think it was back in January, and freaking Al Omega could freaking remind me when that date actually was, because he was in the same talk that I was with Todd McFarlane. And I asked him, I was like, hey man, what the fuck was going on with Misery? Because you hyped it up, and then we haven't seen her bitch since. And he's like, oh yeah, we got stuff happening, and then I've been looking at all this list and haven't seen shit. Well, here we go. Misery back to town. So bring out your freaking long boxes just in case this is good. Because really, if we're going to see any type of series or any type of freaking movie, this is the story I want to freaking see. This freaking girl doing her freaking thing. And especially, look, we got Misery, we got this Monolith, and then they do the Sam and Twitch series again, which looks actually pretty good because I'm all about mysteries. So this is a proper expanding of the Spawn universe versus a whole bunch of demons and angels that nobody cares about because they're already fucking dead. All right, here we go. Let me Joe4771 giving a shout out on Twitch. So let me give him another freaking name.
And shout out to Mojo Quid. The people that you have to follow are myself. My Instagram feed is right there. Lucas and Blind Adam and the big man Mel V. Those are the 4 that you need to follow.
Yeah, Mojo Quiz says they couldn't have gotten any better than Alan Tudyk for Resident Alien. He's perfect. And Asta got that cake. Is Asta? She's the female lead, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She's weirdly, I don't know what to say. She's not a ridiculously modeled freaking face, right? Because there's so many older women in Hollywood in their early series, and they look exactly the fucking same. And I'm tired of that shit, right? And that's the thing that'll always make a series fucking fail for me is, okay, there's this lady that's supposed to be the female look. Does she look always the freaking same? But she, because she's Native American, she looks freaking different, and she actually has expression in her fucking face. You know why? Because she hasn't needed to put Botox in her fucking cheeks and everything. So when she frowns or smiles, you could actually see her frowning and smiling, right? Instead of, I am so disappointed in you. That's not the no, fuck that. No?
Yeah.
What's the Twitch? Twitch is Comic Crusaders. Comic Crusaders. All right, so yeah, that was mystery number 1. I'm gonna have to freaking. They probably didn't do anything crazy like 1 or 200 or anything like that, but I'm gonna order some of these. And then you could probably pick up some of the first appearances for cheap as well. So here we go. This one, it was a favorite of mine. Plastic. People don't remember this one. This was probably from 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
Plastic. Heck yeah.
Plastic. This is Adam. You and I. We need to do a show.
I remember buying into this really, really, really big.
Yeah. See, this is why, Adam, we need to do a show where we're just doing Project Pegasus stuff, just nasty, freaking backdoor freaking stuff.
At that point, I just need you to just push buttons. I can give like $50, just bang.
Yeah, man. But look, all the stuff that was in my freaking email. So let me first of all let me tune everybody in. What Plastic was about. Plastic is about this guy who is a serial killer, right? But he's not one of those intentional serial killers. All he knows is that he is in love with this doll, right? This blow-up doll, right? And in the last story, these guys, they stole his freaking doll, right, and held her for ransom. So he goes, "Oh, bet." So he kills like a whole bunch of people over this fucking blow up fucking doll, right? And then he's like on the fucking run from the cops and everything, and they don't shy away from what he does at night with the fucking doll. They don't shy away from that shit, right? But this dude is having full on conversations. He's buying her new clothes, man. He's doing all types of crazy stuff, man.
Stuff that he should put in the cuckoo house for.
Yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. So let me go ahead and make sure I
so want to make a fan film of this.
Let me make sure I hit it.
So this will be what, volume 2?
Yes.
All right. Let me go pick up volume 1.
It's good. It is a good read.
Remote Space #1. Don't know what it's about, but the cover looks pretty awesome. Looks like there's some kaiju type beast ripping the absolute cords and cables out of a fucking robot with his bare fucking teeth. And Rifters #1. Oh man, there's a lot of #1s by these indies this week. Rifters #1. Looks like another freaking kaiju type book with sci-fi with dodos and Vikings and all types of weird shit. There's 1 in 10 by Johnson as well as 1 in 25 by All Red. Then here we go with Something Epic #11. I don't know what that is a homage to.
It's got to be Batman, and that looks like Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, so yeah, I understood the Batman one, but I'm not sure about that one because the car's got lights, got eyes and shit. Like, yeah, that might make sense.
It just reminds me of Beverly Hills Cop. The whole like kind of setup of the poster. You remember when Eddie Murphy was kind of sitting on that car, and then they kind of had the Beverly Hills title kind of like that at the bottom. That it may not be, but it reminds me of that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But it says detective was assigned. Yeah, I think it was. It has to be like something like that. I don't know, dude.
Yeah. There we go. Make sure I get Lemon. All right, and then Monolith #2. That's going to be the second appearance of this freaking character. Just a freaking absolute beast of a freaking cover. This is what I like to see from a name that we don't hear from that much, man. Francesco Martina. He's been kind of, moving back into the bushels. You see his name out there, you see the cover, but he's not trying to make too much of a splash nowadays. Then Saint Mercy Godlin, issue #3. Haven't read 1 or 2. This is one that's by Top Cow, written by John Zeraplatin. Don't know what it's about, but if you put a bitch in freaking the bodysuit and gold in front of me, yeah. Then Transformers. This is a homage to Atlas, the dude that's supposed to be holding up the Earth. We got Optimus Prime in a place of Atlas, and then on the other one you got, I guess that's Sound. That's not Soundwave. Who's that supposed to be? On the right hand side, anybody know?
I thought it was Soundwave, like you said the first time, but I don't know. He may be new. I don't know. Somebody chat help me out. Who is that?
Yeah, I don't think he's new, but I don't know. Anyway, some pretty freaking good covers. And then there is a Transformers spoiler cover that we don't have yet, so can't wait to see what that's going to freaking look like. And this one is for Transformers issue #9. Then the Whisper Queen issue #2. Some more Project Pegasus for Blind Adam. A devil girl who's not quite got all of her clothes on. Well, I don't know what the fuck to say about this, other than
smacking up kitties, smacking up fucking. Yeah.
Well, there's no. Hold on now. There's no coitus happening on this. However,
not yet.
And
Foreplay, bro.
Look, she's she's not dressed fully, right? But
What?
then you don't know if it counts because it looks like she's not really human, right? Because she's got horns and then she's got a tail, right?
So
But
she's
then it looks like she's also
the
got
horns
female
in
parts.
like one of the holes, man.
Oh man, see now you gotta mention holes. Now we're never gonna get freaking monetized.
You're the one who mentioned holes. You
No,
said
I didn't mention
the
any holes. I said horns.
You said
Horns
horns.
and a tail.
Horns
That's
in the
who it was.
holes. Check it out, fucking.
Okay, moving on, man. Moving on, man. All right, Amazing Spider-Man number 257. There's a 1 in 25 for the facsimile. Amazing Spider-Man number 52. A lot of freaking great freaking covers to include ones by Villalobos, Abdi Granav, which is a 1 in 25. And don't forget, there's going to be some 1 in 50 for the big Marvels as well.
That
Here's
Lobos
Scotty
is
Youngs.
off the chain.
Yeah. And then there's just got a Young and your David Go Pride Pride cover.
Hopefully the story will be good for once.
There's going to be a bunch of these blood-soaked variants that are going to be coming out. So this one right here is for Avengers number 14, and this is second print by Joshua Cassara. Then this one, man, I'm telling you, man, these Blood Hunt covers are freaking pretty good. Black Panther Blood Hunt, issue number 2. Cover with, I'm not sure what's going on here because you got, it looks like Blade is with the Avengers, but I thought in the story he was supposed to be fighting against the Avengers, so I'm kind of confused in this one. Then you know it, Del Otto, and this one looks like it's probably going to be a connecting cover.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be the 1 in 10 and 1 in 50.
Just craziness.
Now
Just
that's
Blade
fire.
smoking the whole Avenger, smoking the whole
Yeah.
Avenger. Smoke.
God damn.
Yeah, I would say he did get brutal in that Doctor Strange issue. You know, I wasn't. You know what? I commend Marvel for finally giving me something that I didn't expect because I wasn't expecting that at all.
That was the last thing I was expecting.
And hey, Lucas, wait, go back to that one more time, just one more time. That should be first cover appearance too, isn't it? For Blood Coven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's keep it going.
And there's your Doc Strange cover for Blood Hunt. Then a horror type homage freaking cover for Blood Hunt, issue number 4. Here's your Blood Soaked for Blood Hunters, issue number 1. Greg Land. Captain American, issue number 10. You're Scotty Young, Big Marvel. Then Voices Pride for Captain America. Betsy Cola. Not bad. Scotty Young. Another blood-soaked Doctor Strange, issue number 15. Alex Ross, this one is your second print. Martin Coca-Cola. Dracula, issue number 1. Rod Reese. Dracula Blood Hunt, issue number 2. This one is a Mateus Manahini. Not so good by Mateus. Not his usual good stuff. Probably rushed. It's probably a hand that's fucking hurting like a motherfucker, man, after all these damn covers he's been drawing. Trying to carry the whole damn industry.
Yeah, he has been dropping a lot of heat.
Mortal Thor, number 12. There's a 1 in 50, Big Marvel. And then there's your David Go Pride Allies. Invincible Iron Man, number 19. There's a Rod Reese. There's a 1 in 50 Not bad at all. This one, the Marvel Secret Wars issue number 7 facsimile. This is your 1 in 25 by Forbes. Spider-Woman hanging upside down. The problem, of course, is that Madam Web shit is fucking everything up. People were no longer really interested in these other fringe Spider-Woman right now.
Yeah, man. Yep. You make one shitty movie, that's all over, man.
Sensational She-Hulk issue number 9, Adam Hughes.
Hey, look at that. Does that look like it looks like a cameo? Judge Joe Brown.
Yeah. Then the second print for Spider-Woman number 7, 1 in 25, Peach Momoko. Let's see how people still feel about these new characters. And then there's your black sketch, Spider-Woman, but this may not be the final cover for that one. Jungle Fett issue number 4. Is that a Lionel Yu? Third print for Mark Cicchetto's Ultimate Spider-Man at number 3. Isn't this the cover that you were talking about last week that you wanted to see?
Hell yeah, dude! I can't wait for that shit. And happily, at least they gave it to us on a first appearance, because I think that's the first appearance of that new Bullseye too. So it's not a bad pickup for third print, you know.
All right, Ultimate Spider-Man number 6 has a 1 in 25 by Dave Marquez. And there's also going to be a Manahini Ultimate Special. Ultimate Spider-Man also has a David Go. I forget what the other one is. Oh yeah, that one on the right, which I think is absolutely freaking fire. It's a little skinny, but I still freaking like it. That is a Chris Samney. Blood Soaked for Vengeance of Moon Knight. I don't know what they're doing in the freaking dark, but kind of like it. All right, here we go. Vengeance of the Moon Knight, number 5. There's a second print for the Finch Blood, but Venom Separation Anxiety, number 2, has a 1 in 25 for Adi Granov.
And that is that gonna be a I think that's gonna be a first cover appearance for King in Purple, right?
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah, because
issue number 1 was the first appearance. Appearance, but so it's first cover. Okay.
And it's not, because it's Purple Man, right? But he's elevated. Yeah, so now he's supposed to be King in Purple, and I'm gonna read this one tonight because my books came today. But I'm pretty sure that has to be a first cover appearance for him on that.
All right, here we go with Venom Verse Reborn. Don't know what's going on with Chew, but all right. Muscles on top of muscles. All right. And there was a 1 in 25 by Paco Medina and a 1 in 100 by Chew. Wolverine Blood Hunt. Here's your Crocodile Black. Grim, issue number 18. There's 1 in 10 by Partridge and a 1 in 20 by Game. And loving this freaking cover right here. Covers, some of these covers are amazing. I just haven't picked it up since issue number 3, I don't think. And I believe this one is your 1 in 20 by Game. Lawful, number 1. I'm trying to think if that's Mercado. That might be Mercado right there. Yep, yeah, it's got to be the Mercado because there's also an unlockable Mercado. Tom Holland's Fight Night, Evil Ed Rising, number 1. Here's your black and white version. Red Sonja, Empire Damned number 3. Here's a cosplay cover. And Adam, let me tell you, uh, this chainmail that is on this young lady right here is barely covering any fucking thing.
Nice.
Any fucking thing. I mean, whoever her freaking plastic surgeon is needs to get a fucking raise, man. Because the way that his work is holding up this barely there chainmail is absolutely freaking amazing. Flying all types of great. I don't even think glue can freaking hold it the way it's fucking holding it like that. Ain't no damn way.
It's just
Ain't enough gorilla glue in the damn world. Ain't no way.
I need to get in contact with Dynamite. I have a friend. She wants to be on one of these cosplay covers. So.
Well, what you can do is just have her do the shoot, and then we can do a exclusive. Because they send me offers for exclusives all the time.
I will do it, man. Because her and I are gonna have a conversation after she's on the show next week.
Conversation. How much you gonna pay her? That's all she wants to hear, man.
Yeah, no, that's part of the conversation.
How much of her rent are you gonna pay? That's all she cares, man.
No. Actually, there is a. We're good friends. We just do business together, man. So that what our fees are is a part of the conversation.
Yeah, man. Bitch. Just make sure you pay your OnlyFans taxes. You'll be all right.
I always pay my OnlyFans. You always pay your OnlyFans taxes, motherfuckers. The government wants their share, man. The United States federal government, biggest pimps in the world, just recognize.
All right, Thundercats, issue number 5. This one, Lucio Perillo. I forget who this frog lizard-looking motherfucker is, but it's an amazing fucking cover.
Yeah, it does.
Lucio Perillo. And then more Lucio Perillo for Vampirella number 669. I don't like the face on this one. She just looks like a regular fucking girl just with her ass out. Then, here we go. So, here's the problem. Our dear friend Tony Fleeks, they had a deal for Uncanny Valley, where if retailers purchased 20 covers, or it's not 20 covers, 20 issues of each of the first 6 issues of, I want to say Uncanny Valley. Yes, of Uncanny Valley. Then they would get a secret spoiler type freaking cover for Uncanny Valley. And the character on that was supposed to be Steamboat Willie. Well, here we go with Biden's Titans versus Mickey Mouse. Steamboat Joe Biden.
Get out of here.
Will beat them to the punch. You're going to beat them to the fucking punch.
Titans versus Mickey Mouse?
Yes, Biden
Titans. Dude, you just talked about that no longer than, 2 weeks ago? That was like 2 weeks ago we talked about that shit. And they are, wow, dude, they work fast. They must have heard that shit through somebody talk too loud, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, I say it all the time. I think a lot of those motherfuckers, they're definitely listening in, coming up with some good ideas.
Despite Titans versus Mickey Mouse, is it an open order cover?
Yeah, I mean, there's a cover A, Unleashed. There's A, B, C, D. Cover D is Mickey Mouse versus Pooh. And there's cover E with the tickets. Then there's a hollow foil. There's a blank sketch. There's a 1 in 10 copy, and then there's a 1 in 20 copy. So yeah. Fuck.
This is the FOC.
I gotta get it.
Or Monday.
Yeah, FOC for Monday. Yeah. I gotta get it. No.
Yeah.
I was gonna order 20 of the Uncanny Valley.
This look nice on my shop wall, right next to the what's her face?
I don't know, man. I don't know what hole you got on your fucking wall, man.
No, it's
probably got a poster of Charlie's Angels on your motherfucking.
No, man.
Or Farrah Fawcett from back in the day.
Actually, I actually sold my last one of those posters a while back.
Hey, so on this cover, there's the cover of Steamboat Mickey Mouse hugging Pooh Bear, and you got Piglet in the background. And Liquid Kill #1 is coming back. It says in the memory of Kim Jong-ji. There's going to be some metal, limited to 25. I think those are like $29 or something like that for the limited 25. And there's limited 50. So sometimes they don't do instead. They say, hey, we're going to print out 50 or 25 of these motherfuckers. Good luck. Right. And there's also going to be a glow in the dark limited to 50 as well. And then there's an SDCC limited to 300. All right, Galaxy of Madness, issue #1, cover B by Paulina Goncho. There was the Nakayama North Valley Grimoire #1, massive SDCC exclusive. It was on FLC this week as well. Then Street Fighter Masters, Game Gals, issue #1. This one is by Udon. Gun Honey Collision Course. Then there's your naked variant. And I forget who did this one with the front meat all hanging out, but somebody's going to like it. High on Life. I think I talked about this one a couple weeks ago. This is the one that has a game on Steam. Now they're turning it into a comic book. And then the one on the right, that's the...
Did Titan send you the trailer that they were pimping out?
Did he send me the what?
The trailer for the book.
There is
trailer that they did. For
there's a PS5 type trailer. The thing is, I'm scared to play it because of the music.
I played it on my show last night. I did not get flagged for it. I was not told to remove it. Ironically enough.
Okay. Absolute Power #1. Don't know who this dude is, but he's got his foot on one woman's back. And Action Comics #1066, Betsy Cola. Here's your main man Lobo on the cover of Action Comics #1066, 125. You're at Mark Spears variant, chowing down, and then there's just all types of body parts and aliens and shit in the fucking background. Gnarly.
Yeah,
and then he's drinking. Yeah, he's drinking a glass. Adam, your man Lobo. While your man Lobo is drinking a glass of some green shit, and inside is a little baby inside.
Damn.
Yeah. Batman issue #149. There's different covers to include a Gabrielle D'Otto. I don't think I have that one yet. Then Batman and Robin issue #10. Newcomer. I think I've seen her name before, but this one is pretty damn nice. Batman, Gotham by Gaslight, Kryptonian Age #1, cover B by Kendrick Konka Lean. Then there's a Francesco Mattina. Batman, Superman, World's Finest, issue #28, Nathan Zerdy.
Okay.
Then issue #28 also has a Philippe Safra. Batman, Brave and the Bold, issue #14. This one is a cover B by Francesco Mattina, where he's on top of looks like an alien ship. Lemon says, I'm gonna need 2 copies of that Catwoman. Absolutely, man. Freaking just hit me up if you're not already in the pull box, and we can see what type of discount we can get you guys. Calamity Collectibles says, I'm ordering 25 copies of the Zerdy. I believe Calamity Collectibles, this is the first time I've seen your name, so let me make sure that you get on the freaking wheel.
Shout out to Calamity Collectibles. What's up, brother?
All right, we're getting pretty close. 24. I've got 21 names on there, and there's 24 people here. And Catwoman number 66, another good friend of Comic Crusaders. This is one that I would like to have back on with us at some point. Very beautiful lady, Rock-Jalyn. I forget whether she's from South Korea or she's from Vietnam, but definitely freaking a great lady, great personality, and great freaking artist. She just needs her comeuppance. Calamity Coxwell says, I didn't have to put his name on the wheel. He just came to bust your balls, Adam.
I figured as much. So put his name on the wheel anyways, a stupid bitch.
Catwoman number 66 has a David Nakayama, a Roch-Jalyn, and a Pablo Villalobos cardstock. DC Pride Uncovered, that Jen Bartel. And some YMCA action going on the side. I guess that's Oscar Vega, probably. No. And Batwoman and Montoya, The Question. Green Lantern number 12, cover A by Zermanico. There's a Don Chenier and a Gleb Malknikov. John Constantine, Hellblazer. Dead in America, issue number 6 by Aaron Campbell. Sinister Sons number 5, a Raymond Perez. Suicide Squad Dream Team, issue number 4, some Sweeney Boo.
It's been a good read so far too.
Yeah. Adam, I absolutely forgot who is this character. It was the transgender character that they introduced.
Dreamer.
Yes. Yeah.
Dreamer. Played by something I know. Her last name is Mayans.
She's in the
All
animation.
names, excuse me.
She in an animation cartoon already?
She's live action.
Wow.
Live action. She was on the CW Supergirl.
Wonder Woman number 10. There is a Julian Tedesco and a great Dan Panosian. Interesting to see Dan Panosian when he branches out from freaking Red Sonja shit. Joffrey Castro checking in. And once again, don't forget that for those that want their name on the wheel, you can definitely comment inside of comment on Mighty Mail's page, and then also go over to the Comic Crusaders page. Say hello over there. That gets you another name, and then also go over to the Twitch for Comic Crusaders as well, and then comment over there. Just let us know, hey, checking in, hey, how's it going? That way you get as many names as you want. And don't forget, and Sir Christopher Great outlines some instructions. He'll probably give you a quick blurb later on how to get on the giveaway for next week as well. All right, Furl number 4. Man, this is a script ready idea. I love it because look, we've got all these epidemic freaking movies and everything, but how about an epidemic movie from the animals' point of view? Love it. And I read issue number 1. It's not at the piece that I wanted, so I'm going to let it pull out for a little bit, and then I'm going to freaking read it all the way through. But yeah, man, freaking 28 days later, freaking homage. That's all me.
Yeah, that's dope.
G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, freaking nice black and white sketch. Principles of Necromancy, issue number 3, Jana Hardersdorf, cardstock. Akongung, Brutalizer of the Gods, issue number 2. I still need to get on issue number 1. The thing that kind of pulls me back right now is the art. It's good art, but it's not the art that I'm ready to be like, hey, it's not art where I'll be like, hey man, gotta see this freaking book. It's not there. Not there yet. somebody needs to step in and help them out. All right, so last thing we got the NCBD, and then we're gonna take 30 minutes to do the David Nakayama interview, and then we're going to spin the freaking wheel. So, but for right now, let's go ahead and freaking take a 2-minute break, and then so I can get everything set up. Stand by.
Oh, the time is now, the time is here. Now's the time for a bite of cheer. A tasty light where the price is right. Well, look at here, you'll dig this sight. The moment's handy for a piece of candy. Just name your brand, they're all so grand. Hey, what do you think of a nice cool drink? Or a big box filled with a popcorn thrill? Let your taste buds meet with an ice cream treat. Refresh yourselves, it's time to eat. So come on, folks, let's join the band as we all head for the refreshment stand.
And now, before the next show starts, let's enjoy an intermission. You'll find our snack bar chock full of good things to eat and drink. Tasty, tempting hot dogs, thirst-quenching soft drinks, fresh, crunchy popcorn, a complete assortment of delicious candy, and a full line of cigarettes. You've plenty of time, so visit the snack bar now. A tasty treat will double your enjoyment of the show. For your convenience, we shall keep you informed of the remaining intermission time, 3 minutes before the next show starts.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
All right, we're back. Now we're going to talk about some of the stuff that's coming out this Wednesday. This is special for our Wednesday Wars. Stuff that's coming out on Wednesday, May 21st. Here we go. Starting off with Superman. This one is for the Volume 7, issue number 14, cover day. Absolutely freaking beautiful freaking cover. I don't know what this had to do with superheroes or anything, but it's still a freaking nice cover. Carla Cohen cardstock. Nice kind of profile, I guess, of Lois Lane, or supposed to be Lois Lane. Mm-hmm. Now here we go. This one is going to be an interesting freaking cover that is going to be either you love it or you freaking take it. Godzilla. This is Justice League versus Godzilla with King Kong as the Green Lantern. Done by Christian Doucet. And it's going to be a foil. So, I think it's a crazy idea. So fuck it, I gotta get it. Titans Volume 4, issue number 11, cover B. Carlo Pagulayan cardstock. This says, after a literal deal with the devil, Waller turns things up a notch with the help of the twisted Dr. Burrow. She has now created an ultimate weapon capable of taking down all the Titans. Can the team survive? What is that weapon? It might be this one character called Vanadia. The problem is that her first appearance was in the previous issue number 10. But here we go. Here she is on cover C, and kind of like a design type variant. So not sure what they're playing at, unless there's this other character they got up their sleeve. But here we are. We go back to the comments. Okay. And then a nice freaking cover. It looks like a homage to that Spider-Man freaking cover. Wonder Woman issue number 9, cover C by Stephen Cedric. It looks like to me, it reminds me of the homage of Spider-Man trying to lift that shit off of his fucking back, and the water's coming down and everything. Kind of looks like that. And then Army of Darkness Forever number 8, Arthur Stam, kind of a homage to Muhammad Ali. And then Thundercats issue number 4, David Nakayama. And then I forget what this character's name is, but this one is a great freaking Lucio Perillo.
Yeah, that's fire too.
This one is the Ben Oliver cover for Thundercats number 4. Number 4. Amazing Spider-Man issue number 50, John Tyler Christopher Negative Space version.
I can easily see that Negative Space being $20 before it even comes out.
Yeah.
Then there's your Greg Capullo version. Blood Hunt issue number 2. There's your, I think it's EM Just.
Yeah, it is.
And there's 1 in 100 of this one, I believe, as well.
Actually, 1 in 200. I was surprised too. Yeah.
They without choice.
The coin, and I just said, "Oh no, dude, I'm good." There is something else, that I'm waiting for you to get to. I know
$4.99.
Yeah.
$4.99. So $250 times 200. That's $500. Peach Momoko. Issue number 2. Then there's your Blood Hunt 1 in 25 by Lobera. There's also going to be a Cal and Goo and a Red Band. There's your Sam and Twitch Files, issue number 3, Jonathan Glapion. And it looks like they're connecting covers. Void Rivals, issue number 9. And I'm kind of confused. I got to check on if this is correct. Because I've already gotten them. I had them like last week, so I'm kind of confused. Conan the Barbarian, issue number 11, FOC Harley version. Then Critter, issue number 2, cover B by David Nakayama. Didn't get to talk to him about this one, unfortunately. All House of X, 5, all of House of X, 5. I kind of like that Wolverine star.
The Foreshadow.
Yep. And of course, David Nakayama.
Yeah, those two are fired, and then I think I picked up the 1 in 50 for Miss Marvel looking one. I just thought it looked good, like it's gonna look good in person,
Gargoyles Halloween Special, issue number 1. This one is a Puebla, and it will be signed. Ghost Rider Final Vengeance, issue number 3, Mark Teixeira. Then Grim, issue number 17, has some very interesting covers. There's a 1 in 10, which is on the left by Partridge. And then the one on the right is 1 in 25 by Forbes. But I got to tell you, my favorite right now is that 1 in 10 by Partridge. Wouldn't mind having that as a poster. Gun Hand number 1 has a cover E limited Century edition, limited to 100. Then Lore Remastered, issue number 1. I love that cover B. Then Man's Best Friend is only on issue number 3. I thought it was more than that right now. But this one is a cover D FOC reveal by Yoon. Then the New Mutants Facsimile Edition has a 1 in 25 by Enyuk Lee.
That's going to do well.
Pooh versus Bambi, issue number 2. There's a cover A by Jordi Tarragona, and the cover kind of reminds me of the stuff that you normally see by Maria Wolf. However, the squeeze on this one is that they're going for more of a hard tint. Because Adam, let me tell you, they got this bear who is terrifying enough as it is, and it's a grizzly bear. Because it's the mother of all "I will fuck you up" beast. But then half of this bear's face is melting off. So you just see nothing but bone and teeth.
Interesting.
Rogue Sun, issue number 19, cover B by Waylon. Sensational She-Hulk, issue number 8. Then White Bolt, issue number 1, cover B by Jones. This one is already sold out. Well, at least at the distributor. And then Something That's Killing the Children has a bunch of covers. People have been buying some of these foils. These wear black and gold foils. Then this one is one that I'm keeping my eye out on. This is the Spider-Gwen Frizzen. There is a regular one, and then there's a 1 in 100.
Yeah, I snagged that 1 in 100 because I felt like, you need to get it early, or because once it sells out on some of these online stores, I think it's gonna easily be 250.
It's already starting to see it creep up a little bit.
Yeah. She's on fire with some of these covers she's been dropping, though. I know that one in particular, dude. I can't wait to get my hands on that 1 in 100.
I think should be getting mine tomorrow. Superior Spider-Man, issue number 7, Humberto Ramos.
I can't wait to see what they do with that character, too.
Then there's your 2099, issue number 3 by Grassetti. Thundercats, issue number 4, 1 of 15 by Shelby. Ultimate Black Panther, number 4, Boss Logic, Ultimate. X-Men 97, number 2, second print, Marvel Animation, sold out.
Yep.
Sold out. So people have really been loving these 97 animation joints. So see it, grab it. And then there's a Rion Gonzalez variant of it. And that is that. All right. So here's what's going to happen right now. We're getting ready to play the parts of the interview, and then while the interview is playing, it's going to be about 20 minutes or so. While it's doing that, you can go ahead, make sure that you comment inside the Mighty Mail comment page. Go over to the Comic Crusaders, put your freaking thing over there. I'll be monitoring. Also, if you want to, go ahead and do their freaking Twitch. And then I don't know, is the top 10 over yet? Probably, maybe not. They were starting kind of late, like around 11:30 or so. But get all that stuff done. And then once the interview is done, we're going to come back. We're going to spin the wheel, and then we're going to call it for today. All right. Let's go ahead. Let me first of all turn off this godforsaken music.
Hell yeah.
And then you guys hear that?
No, not yet.
Nope.
Hold up. You say you can't hear it?
Nope.
Play it and see if we can hear it now. No.
Hold up. Share screen. Screen 1.
And also, did you make it to the LA Comic-Con last year?
How about now?
Not last year. I've been to that show once,
yeah.
but a few years.
How do you like the shows between LA and Chicago? Like, what's your favorite one so far? Like,
That's so tough. Like for me to go to any show, because I live in Honolulu, it's about a week away from home. So I try to go for the biggest, bang for the buck. And I would say San Diego, New York, MegaCon, those, and C2E2 I would actually put in there too. are no-brainers. Those are shows I kind of have to do every single year. And then if I do another couple shows, then we've been trying different things. We did Heroes Con, and we're going to try Dallas just next month. But we're trying to get around, go to different ones. I wouldn't rule out coming back to LA Comic-Con, or get back to ECCC. There's so many good ones.
Now, I saw in your background, my man. You, of course, everybody knows you won this competition for Wizard, right? We know that part. Now, what I wanted to ask you about specifically, though, is one, is this your first work, right?
Well, this cover is by Alvin Lee, I think, but you're right. And this goes way back. This is my first published work. There's a 6-page interior story in here that I happen to draw. Yeah.
So how does it feel like when you see your covers, like, just pretty much everywhere right now? How does that feel?
Well, it's what I've been wanting to do since I was 13 years old, and I'm 45 now. So it's taken a really long time to get where I wanted to go. But I'm glad it finally is working out. I have the luxury of getting to draw, just about everything I've ever loved. Marvel, DC, and just this week we have Josie and the Pussycats and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the first time. So it's pretty exciting for me right now.
And then the other thing I want to ask you about is another one of my big artists is Mark Silvestri. All right, so I heard that you had worked under him and worked with him for a while, right? He kind of got you going. Is that how that worked out?
Yeah, I give him a lot of credit. I'd been through university for 4 years, and then I did the Kubert School, which is a little comic school in New Jersey. Maybe you've heard of. Did that for 2 years. And then I got an internship at Mark Silvestri's studio, which is called Top Cow in Los Angeles. And so I came there with some skills, but I wouldn't say that I was like awesome or ready or whatever. But he's a fabulous teacher. All the artists, including guys like Mike Choi and Tyler Kirkham, were there as well, and we would all come in when he was there, specifically to get his eyes on what we're working on and get his thoughts, because it's like priceless, to get a master to look at your stuff and comment on it, right? Especially on a daily basis.
110%. Now, other series that you worked on, like, of course, Witchblade, you had Big Hero 6. Between, I'd say, like, your first 5 projects that you did, all right, which one do you think is probably your standalone favorite? Like, which one do you feel like you put your stamp on it, where it actually got you more notice than before, like any other project?
Well, in hindsight, Big Hero 6 definitely jumps out. It's not every day your stuff gets made into a movie, so that was exciting. But at the time, this was a really small, under-the-radar book. It was special to me because it was Chris Claremont writing, and it was in the actual Marvel universe, and I was having a lot of fun playing with style. I got to draw covers for the first time on a important book. So there was a lot of things that I loved about it, but it was a small book, and only because the movie came out that I think we're thinking about this today. It's sad that it's no longer in like the comic book Marvel universe, but everyone knows what Big Hero 6 is now.
Yeah, for sure they do. I think they also have a project coming up, if I'm not mistaken. I think I heard something about it. It's supposed to be coming back in some form or fashion, but I heard a little bit about it, so I'm just waiting to see if it actually does pop up, because you know how these things happen, where we hear about these things down the grapevine, and then later on it may or may not pop up. So I'm excited to see if it does, though. I want to move on to something else. You've been into gaming for quite some time, right?
Oh yeah. If I flip my phone around, you would see my shelf with my physical game collection, which is what counts as my midlife crisis, I guess.
Now, which one did you have the best time working on? I want to say, like, because a lot of your stuff, bro. I'm not gonna lie, like, it's so nice and it's so clean, right? So I used to like, all right. When I got back into comics maybe 6 years ago myself, right? Yeah. I would hear big names. I would hear this name. I would hear that name, right? But every single time, I would always hear your name because I ended up getting a keen sight for your work. All right, so your cover is probably, I would say, the first covers that I really started to know. Like know your artwork. So when I see it, I'd be like, oh, that's Nakayama. So I would just be on a straight Nakayama buying spree, right? So
Appreciate that. Thank you.
after all this time that I've been buying your books, all right, now you have some big hitters out there right now, right? You have some books that are extremely hard to find, and if you do find it, it's extremely hard to find it either high grade or just up there in general. The number one book, one of them that I'm talking about, is Tarot, and I want to know
Yeah.
your process, all right, on that cover, because I think that's probably one of my favorite Scarlet Witch covers ever. I'm not gonna
Thank
lie.
you. Yeah, I'm proud of that one. It's an interesting thing. There's this very specific period for me that I noticed where I was starting to get more cover work. I've been on a weird journey where I was doing comic interiors for a while, and then I did video games for a long time, but kind of came back to do covers. And as that was just starting to increase, I was getting more covers. I guess I was getting better known. Some of those covers were not ordered very much. It was before I was, I guess, like at the level I am right now. And so people weren't ordering it, but it was popular enough that people wanted to go get them, I guess, somewhere in that middle space. And Tarot is like that, and Apocalypse and the Extracts is like that, and the Dr. Aphra covers are like that. These are total ghosts right now on the market. There just aren't that many copies of them. But people will bring them to me all the time at comic conventions because, like, not only are there not that many, but how many have been signed, right? Like hardly,
Yeah.
just a handful.
Barely any out there.
Well, let me interject because that's what we got the slide up for, because I actually had to do some research on this. So this was back in 2020, about 4 years ago, almost 5. Highest that this book went for, and this is why there was such a big rush on this one. There was 1,001. It went for $1,150. That was the highest freaking price, right?
Wow.
Now currently it's sitting at $450 because people have been putting it more on eBay, more on that secondary market. But currently on the census total, there's currently 120 of these bad boys out there. Just 9/8. Just 9/8. There's only 108 within the last 3 years because people are holding on to these right now. There was 20 sold within the last 4 years. So there's definitely some blue chip power to this thing. And don't forget that this was the first appearance of Major Gamma, which is why you got the great freaking artist on top of a first appearance that made this such a great book.
Excellent. I wish I had more copies. I've got like 2 copies of this.
Well, you could always re-release it as a foil, or something like that. Get it out there.
It's not a terrible idea. We do a lot of foils with our Unknown Comics exclusives, and we've gone back and foiled older works. But what we haven't done is grabbed old, covers like this that Marvel had previously done and foiled that. So I wondered if there's a possibility to come back and try that. That'd be great. I'd love a foil of this.
They would. Especially if it was, say, it's too late for SDCC, but maybe like an NYCC exclusive. It would probably do something like that.
It's just about permissions. Marvel would just have to give permission to Unknown or whoever to actually do that. And it's unprecedented. They haven't gone back to their old variants yet for that purpose, but I hope they would.
There's the Ji-Hung Lee has done quite a few because they re-released the Spider-Gwen as a Lamole, Mexican Lamole, and then they did a foil of that as well. And the problem is that if you do it too soon after it was re-released, then it just spoils the love for it because there's too many copies and there's too much to filter through. But yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Another thing I wanted to ask, since we're on the subject of exclusives and everything, I've worked with a couple of people where we've had artists do covers, and I've seen the process behind the scenes. Which one do you prefer to do? Do you prefer to do small shop exclusives, or do you prefer the big, Unknown Comics and big vendors?
I guess it doesn't really matter who I'm doing it for. So, for example, our Josie this week is for Comic Kingdom Creative, and it's a small batch. And the reason I took it is because I how else would I get the opportunity to draw Josie? It was a first time situation, and so I jumped on that. But in general, I do like working with Unknown Comics because we do the convention circuit together. They run my web store, so there are a lot of extra benefits that happen organically by doing a book with them. It's kind of like it helps populate my own merch store, if you want to call it that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, well, nowadays, dude, you're pretty much a household name. Like if you go into a comic shop,
I hope so.
I worked in a shop for 5 years for the last maybe 5.5 years, and you're literally probably one of 3 names that they always come in and they ask for it, especially when you have new work that's dropping. They come look for that book, and if you don't get it that Wednesday when it drops, you resort to online. And if you miss it on the online stores, now you're on eBay. But you're one of those 3 names.
Thank you. Wow, awesome.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. Momoko was one of those drives, and Art Germ. But you're right there because the most 3 mentioned names ever are those 3 names.
Well, you got Art Germ is more of the old school. So you got old school to be like Hughes, Matina, Art Germ, Middleton, Prison. But Mr. Nakayama, he's that new school that he doesn't quite have like a whole row of lieutenants, but people are definitely asking for him. So, we got Mr. Nakayama, Souza Micah, Peach Momoko, and Clark, Torin Clark. That's new school. That's absolutely dominating the game right now.
It's fantastic company to be in. I think all those artists are incredible. And there was a period where I was buying, those fabulous Art Germ covers. He's really putting out a lot of DC, Catwoman, Supergirl, that kind of thing. I remember looking at that going, this guy's really got it figured out. He understands the marketplace. I need to do that.
Another thing I wanted to ask you about is when you work with Hasbro, right? What was that experience like? Because I'm a big collector, all right? I collect pretty much everything, right? So when I went to the store, I picked up one of the newest waves. It was actually an X-Men wave, right?
Yeah.
And I saw some of your work on it, and I was just like, wow. So you're telling me I'm buying the books, and then I can also get the figures sitting next to the book? So I was just happy. So what's that process like for you? I always wondered that,
Well, I'm just as much a fan, and so if someone like a Hasbro comes calling, you're like, oh my gosh, yes, please, I would love to work on something like that. And it's one of my great joys is like the shelf over here has got all those Marvel Legends figures that we've worked on together, and they're always, cool Marvel characters. Sometimes they're deep cuts, but I love those too. It's just cool. It's a Marvel thing. It's a figure you can hold in your hand. They took really good care of us, artists. They, pay really well. So I have universal praise for that company. I love working on those, and I would always be down for more of that.
Yeah, what I'd love to see is you work on a HasLab box, because we're on maybe our second, well, technically our third HasLab, but only 2 went through. So it'd be great to see your artwork on one of those HasLabs, dude. I would die.
That would be cool. Those. Yeah. They've changed the way that they work with artists recently. They've slowed that down a little bit, but my door is always open for anything Hasbro, anything related to studios, anything related to video games. I have a lot of fandom, so it's really easy to get me excited about stuff.
Now, quick question: how do you when you're called to do a cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to complete the 1 through 5, like when they're asking you for it, or do you just drop like a cover at a time? Like, how does that really work? How do they come to you about it?
It's usually like, hey, we're starting a new series. If it's a series, a lot of times they're just asking for one cover. But if it's going to be an ongoing thing, they'll say, hey, we're going to do a 5-issue series. We want to contract you for 6, something like that. and you'll turn them in one a month, and that's that. And it's just up to you to juggle your deadlines and manage the time.
Yeah, so speaking of that, I know you got something special coming for us, right? What
Yeah.
little sneak peek can you share with us? Because man, dude, I watch your Instagram every day. I saw when you teased the Josie and the Pussycats, and I was just like, oh man, I can't wait to see what that is. So I know you got some more coming. You know, you never stop. So what's one of the next projects?
Gosh, I'm really excited about, like when the year turned over, I was so curious what this year would be because you cannot predict. Things are dropped on the schedule maybe a month in advance. So you really can't see the future. But now I'm starting to understand what 2024 is. And it's looking like a lot of really cool new TV projects. We've just wrapped up my longest ever run on anything, which is 16 issues of Catwoman. Loved it, favorite project ever. And we wrapped up a somewhat shorter run, maybe about 8 to 10 on Poison Ivy. But after those are done, wait till you see where replaces it. Just as good. If you like those things, you're going to love what comes next. And then on the other side, I am really excited about some Skybound work coming up. Just turned in my first one of those. Right. And out on Unknown Comics website right now, they just dropped my first ever Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cover. We'll do 4 of those in my color bleed style. Hope you guys like that. But that is another thing I've never done before. I always wanted to, and it's just all happening now.
Yeah, that's pretty. I'm starting to see a lot of new artists, like not necessarily new as in starting, right? But I'm seeing a lot of artists do books that they haven't done before. Another guy, since you mentioned Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I was kind of blown away when I heard that Jason Aaron was going to be on Turtles.
Yes.
So that's the Turtles you're working on? Oh,
right,
wow,
yes.
dude.
Well,
Yeah.
that was part of the reason is like Unknown Comics is like, hey, Jason Aaron's writing this fabulous new TMNT book, great artists. Like this is a really great jumping on point. So we all agreed that was the time. So that's it. The first one they announced is for Jason Aaron's TMNT one.
Oh yeah, dude. This is exciting time.
Definitely.
Now, I wanted to know this, like, when how do I say this? Like when you go to Target, right? When you just go to a regular store, right? And you would go and you'd see some of your legends on the shelf. What's that feel like? Because I know that has to feel like a major accomplishment,
That was really special, and it was such a short moment in time. But for a year or two there, the waves that I did were actually routinely coming out in Target, and I got to take my family there, and we could pull them off the shelf. That was really cool. They don't do it anymore. The way that they sell toys has really changed. But for a short time, boy, that was really cool. And also, it sort of happened at GameStop as well. If you look, like even to this day, I bet you there's some of the Sleepwalker or the X-Men retro cards. I still see some of those at GameStop when I go.
Yeah, dude, I remember when they first started coming out, I couldn't stop buying them. If I saw it and I already had it, I still got it, So,
no way.
Yeah, I definitely understand.
We'll have to sign those for you one day.
One of the biggest things in the world going on right now, of course, we all know. Go ahead and throw the shirt up here, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Let's. What were your thoughts? Did you finish the finale?
I did. Yeah, and it was fantastic. And this is probably a good thing to go out on. There's only a few minutes remaining before I got to go to my doctor appointment. But what a great show! Total fan service, like in a good way, not a cheesy way. But it's everything you remember it being, but brought up to the maturity level you are now. It had all the Easter eggs you could ask for. It had like an epic conclusion. It paid off Rogue in the best way I think I've ever seen, comics or otherwise. I could go on. It was great. Oh, the setup for the next stuff looks really exciting.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see what that's going to be because everybody right now is well, you kind of got like a mixed crowd. Everybody's gunning for this book, this X-Men 185. And, on the cover of that's the first appearance of, I guess, Gambit as a horseman for Apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
So, going forward, dude, if you ever get on any more X-Men titles, I would love to see some callbacks to that because I just pulled and posted your X-Men 92 #1. All right, where you have
Awesome.
everybody running at each other, and we were just blown away at the fact that okay, we know some of these characters came up a long time ago. You know, you got Sebastian from the 90s, and then so on and so forth. But I thought it was pretty dope of how you had them on the cover, and that was like almost 9 years ago now. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
the format that you had, it almost matched the show precisely. So I was just like, I was blown away.
Well, you just reminded me that I've actually drawn Bastion. Up until just now, I didn't remember that I'd done that. But yeah, it's really great to see these characters that were maybe a little forgotten or sidelined. I mean, he's suddenly the main villain of the hottest show on television. Who could have predicted that? That's really cool. It's nice to see them go back and dust those off. And in the same way, I would say the whole Krakoa era of comics was like that for me. Like the way that they made every dead character, they brought them all back. They made everybody relevant again. We hadn't seen Moira McTaggart in like 20 years, and she was like a really important feature in the story. I love that it makes stuff that I cared about relevant again.
Yes, indeed, because it was extreme nostalgic for us. I mean, the entire show. I mean, a lot of people that were trying to wait for the series to conclude to watch it. I saw a lot of them hop on, after maybe the first 2 episodes. They just couldn't wait that long, right?
You can't do that. It's appointment viewing. You got to watch that once a week as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, that's why I can't wait for season 2. And it was an incredible show. I'm just so curious to see where they go forward because I see maybe 3 different storylines that they're kind of tying together to go into season 2. So I just hope, fingers crossed, that they carry the same energy that they had for this season into the second season, and then we can go all out. But if you ever decide to just draw something randomly, I would love to Bastion. If you, we haven't seen him yet on one of your X-Men covers. So
that's the one you're talking about. That's true. But it's funny. I think I kind of ran out of time to just draw stuff for fun a long time ago. But all the stuff that people hire me to draw is stuff I love to draw. So all it would take is Marvel to say, you know what? How about this? How about Bastion? And I'd be like, yeah, I love all those old X-Men characters, but they got to ask.
All right, Lucas, you want to close with anything?
Hey, I just once again we're gonna probably put this on the actual Drunken chat. So we will be doing a giveaway. So all I need is a soundbite from Mr. Nakayama to say, Lucas, spin the muffin wheel.
What was it? Spin the muffin wheel?
Yeah, say Lucas, spin the muffin wheel.
All right, here it is. Lucas, spin the muffin wheel.
All right, thank you very much.
Right.
I mean, that's all I needed. Once again, during the show, we will be talking about the rest of your work. Unfortunately, we ran out of time, like this Week in Beautiful one. This is another beautiful one, the Wonder Woman in Black and Gold, #6, high 600, blah, blah, blah. Then I do have some surprises on here that we didn't get to talk about. But, yeah.
Hi, sorry, my alarm went off. But, that's my holy grail, man. So excited about it.
Yeah. And
I
then
think we lost audio again, but
no,
I want to say thank you guys very, very much for having me on. Hopefully we can do it again sometime, and have a great weekend.
You too.
Fucking awesome. Really fucking awesome.
Great job, guys. Great job, man. That was awesome sauce.
Look at Christopher the Greatest. That's why he's the greatest, man, making shit freaking happen, man. All right, so like the man said,
my watch was too at that X-Men 92 #1. Totally forgot about that.
So like the man says, I'm getting ready to spin the muffin wheel. Yeah. I mean, make sure I got.
Hold on, Lucas. Right before we do that, let's give people one last little shout out for direction for the super giveaway next week. All right. So all you got to do is follow myself, Lucas, Blind Adam, and Mighty Mel V on Instagram. And, it'd be awesome if you leave a little comment or something somewhere so that, or you could just write giveaway under one of my pictures. I'll know what that is. And then I'll just take your name and put it in notes so that I have you, and then we'll add that to the wheel that already exists. So we'll do it like that. So the more, obviously time that you put your name on the list, a bigger chance of winning. You don't have to explain that, but yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. So
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Wheel,
By the orders of Mr. Nakayama, here we go. We're going to spin the wheel. Here we go. Round and round it goes. Where stuff nobody knows. Once again, thank you for everybody for
big money, big money, big money, big money, big money, big money.
thank you to everybody for getting this up by. If we can listen to us, we will do this again next week. And for whoever wins, make sure you send me something to my Instagram or if you want to my email, and then we will link up to see for the further instructions.
D.Breast2000.
All right, so this is from Dan Breslin, who is one of the Pull Box members. So congratulations to Dan Breslin 2004. I already have his contact information, and I actually have a big order for him that I can just shove all this stuff into anyways. So congratulations to Mr. Breslin. Once again, make sure you follow the instructions for next week's giveaway to get on in the big giveaway, the super giveaway with Sir Christopher the Great. And once again, I want to thank Sir Christopher, not the good, the best, but the greatest out there, and my main man in the chair, freaking keeping the lustful things to the side, pushing the panties to the side. There's a blind Adam, the comic pimp, the innovator of perversion. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and I hopefully we get to do this again next week. But I think we had a freaking great show. We almost went 3 hours this week, man. But
we were earlier too.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and freaking get out of here. And once again, thanks again. Out.
Sometimes matters into their own hands. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
As you guys know, it is Drunken Chat, sir.